Why's your face red?
Nick, have you heard of red light therapy?
No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
So red light therapy is supposed to be really good for your skin and different skin conditions. Okay. And I got this thing called the Hive from Blublox. This is what it looks like. Just this little thing. And apparently if you put it on your whatever area of skin that's bothering you for 10 to 20 minutes a day for a couple months, after a couple months, you're supposed to see a difference. So I have these like skin pigmentations here. So I thought I would just do the podcast and stuff. And like when I'm working at my desk, I just have it there and it'll kind of help my skin. Yeah. So
of course.
Also it has this button here. It says NIR. It's a different type of red light therapy that gets deeper and is supposed to help you help with muscle recovery and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So any type of ailments, if your legs are sore, if you have like sore tendons, this is supposed to help 10 to 20 minutes a day.
Show me where I can buy one of these.
All right. This is the blublox.com. This is the Hive right here. They also have like glasses and stuff like that that you can buy, masks. This is the Hive that I have. If you use code RBP, you get 20% off.
I'm going to make a purchase for that and I'm going to use code RBP.
Yeah. I mean, 20% off is huge, right?
That is huge.
So yeah. So get to blublox.com, use code RBP at checkout or blublox.com/RBP. Get your red light therapy, help with muscle recovery, fix your skin. Look great, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Nick, what are you eating? Beans? I see green beans.
We got beef, we got rice, we got string beans, and we got some Flavor Gang sweet poppy sauce.
I like that shit. Is that
It's good, right?
That's like the yellow, the mustardy looking one, right?
Yeah.
Man, that shit's fucking awesome. It's like it almost tastes like
I gotta plug her first, just so everyone knows.
Okay,
my ground beef is made to macros.
Made to macros ground beef. Why aren't you using mutant sauce?
I have a thing for sweet poppy right now.
What's your code with Flavor Gang?
Mutant.
What do you get? 10% off?
Yeah.
10% off. Code mutant.
Code mutant. Small plug.
I got to go to the website right now and buy some. What else are you promoting? What the fuck? How do you have so many sponsors?
I don't have that many.
You have like 6.
I have Hostile. I have Made to Macros, Celsius, Young LA, and Flavor Gang.
And Squatty Potty.
Oh yeah, Squatty Potty.
Don't forget Squatty Potty, man. You can't just forget your sponsors like that.
You make me sound like an asshole.
You want to start over again?
No.
Get your Squatty Potty. Use code mutant.
Code mutant, Squatty Potty.
Listen, for everybody out there who's working on becoming a pro like you, how hard is it to manage 5 sponsors? You seem to do a pretty good job of it.
I try my best, but it does get hard, especially when certain ones require almost like the same amount of like videos per week, this per week. So it's about timing, really.
Yeah.
But we all have like a good understanding. And a lot of times when I do post, it does usually make a big impact. So a lot of times, we all have a good understanding, but I still try to do my part as best as possible. But there are times where it does get overwhelming.
Who is your most demanding sponsor? Don't say Hostile. Hostile is your most demanding sponsor. Come on, man. I'm a good boss. I don't fuck around. I give you total leeway to do whatever you want.
No, you're still the most demanding one.
But I'm probably paying you the most. So I get
this is true.
I get to be the most.
This is true. This is very true.
It's funny. I don't think anybody has ever heard these kind of conversations, right? It's like this dynamic has never been public. No, but in all seriousness, do you ever get stressed out? You're like, man, I got to post this, I got to post that. Or do you ever get?
Yeah, because like, even though I feel like I'm the level I'm at, I almost like most people would kind of get cocky in a sense, like they don't have to do shit because they're at a certain level. I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I'm more of like, you know, I don't care who my name is, what I've done. There's still an obligation that I have to do, and I like to make sure I fulfill every obligation as possible.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy you say that, because I've worked with, you know, after owning the company for a little over 2 years, I've actually worked with guys who are like, you know, just starting out. Even some guys just starting out, some guys haven't been around that long, and they just don't see it as a job. They don't see it as like they don't see it as an obligation the way you're talking about. They see it more as like I don't know what it is, but they don't treat it like it's actually work.
I'm at the point, even when you're beginning, you're still at that point because you have a point to prove, but it's a job. It's a job now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it does get overwhelming. And especially, I'm not even gonna lie, even with as much as I love filming YouTube, even that can get overwhelming because it's like, and I'm sure you know to a degree. Yeah. The gym is like, now that is my job. So that is like, I'm there to train as hard as I can, focus. And then when you got to film and explain your exercises, do this, do that, I do sometimes feel like it takes away. Oh yeah. And then when you're doing it pretty much every day, you just get to a point like, oh, I need a fucking break. Like, I just want to focus for a little bit. So for a long time, I would post like when I was more, you know, when I wasn't retired, I would post in my stories or post on my feed, my workouts. And I just remember there would be days where I'm like, you know what, man, I just don't want to film today. I just want to go in. Yeah. And I want to be like I was when I was 25. And I just got to go in and train, and there was no Instagram or fucking anything. I just go in and work out, you know? Yeah. But I also do remember, like, well, I know what you're talking about, because there was a period with one of my sponsors where I had to film every single day. They were filming like an 8-week transformation. And they're like, we want every single workout for 8 weeks. The first couple of weeks were hard. Like, I had to literally like adjust my mindset to, there's going to be another guy there, and I got to explain every single workout or every single exercise. And it's going to, like, it changes the way your rhythm is in your training. Yeah. And you almost feel like you're not training as hard. Yeah. It's, I think, because, and you might be actually, but because of what you're doing and it's not in your normal dynamic, you don't feel the same. You feel like maybe I could be doing more. Maybe I'm wasting too much time on this camera shit, even though it's probably, like you said, it's probably not affecting anything. I know. Yeah. I feel like when, you know, if you train like Ben or Justin and they take a little bit longer rest, I feel like it's a little easier probably. Yeah. It's easier for them because they don't have to, like, I take a little bit shorter rest. So I feel like if I'm taking too long to explain, I'm not working as hard. I feel like if you have a partner though, filming can be easier. What? Did you explain while he's doing a set? You both can explain whatever while he's doing his set. Yeah. And I just think the dynamic sometimes of having somebody while on camera, you're going to have someone pushing you during your set, but also it can just be a lot funner. I see. So in your new situation, how's the new house? I love it, man. Yeah. Yeah. This is awesome. It's bigger than my other place. But which is fine. It's just I'm in a great location. I really like it. I'm like 10 minutes from the MI40 gym. Yeah. So that's pretty much where I've been training every day. How's the new gym? I've seen the clips. They look good. The gym looks really good. Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. Yeah. I mean, and then I'm like 10 minutes from another cool gym called Optimum. Okay. And then there's another cool gym. It's called Pack Animal. They're all like low-key hardcore gyms. And then like 20 minutes, which isn't bad, is like the powerhouse in Tampa. And then like 15 minutes is another powerhouse. So I'm like located around a really badass gyms. But because MI40, I don't want to say it's private, but it's not exactly like just open to the public for anyone to just walk in. Yeah. No one bothers you. Yeah, everyone's there everyone's kind of got the same goals there. Like, and I'll be like, the first day I went there, I was like a little shocked that no one came up to me. I was like, what the fuck? Am I not welcome here? I don't understand. And then the people were like, and then, you know, people were just like, no, like they know who you are, you're training. Like when you're done, people will approach you. That's awesome. Then that eventually started happening. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. But I'm like, that's badass. Like, that is dope that no one like. Yeah, you just go in and do your thing. I never had that before.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's really, really good. So what about Paul? What's going on before we move on? How are you?
Hey, Fouad, I'm good. How are you? Hey, Nick.
The beard,
Hi,
the
Paul.
beard is matching the shirt.
Yeah, I got it trimmed up
Paulie,
today.
Paulie.
I think Paul might come to Orlando with us.
Oh, no
When's that
shit.
one again?
Orlando is July 2nd. The Orlando Euro.
Yeah, bro. Come.
July 2nd. I am available. Yeah. Let's go.
So I think it's going to be me, Nick, Samson,
Boys
you,
weekend.
Logan,
Yes.
Logan, Justin might come,
Yeah.
and I think Ben's coming too.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Was this is this
I
a show?
can't
Or
wait
what
to
is
hang
it?
out with them.
So me and Paul are going to show Nick how to train. His face.
We made a 26-year-old puke a couple times a couple weeks ago, Nick.
Yeah.
Do I look like Guy Sister Nino to you?
What do you think, Nick? You think you can handle training with me and Paul?
The question is, can you guys handle training with me?
All right. I can't use the same weight, but I can definitely handle training with you.
we go fast, Nick. We go very fast.
I'm not gonna be barbell rowing 4 plates anymore, but I can hang.
Can you-
Intensity, I can hang.
How much can you dumbbell press?
Oh fuck, nothing anymore, man. My left tricep doesn't even work. It's torn. Like it's
No,
fucking
my-
doesn't even,
My right pec doesn't work.
yeah. Me and him are all fucked up, man.
But you tore your tricep again?
No, but it's like I don't think he attached,
Never got back to normal?
I don't think he attached
Damn.
it properly. So like I have very little, when you do like single arm tricep exercises.
Mm-hmm.
With this arm, I'm using like double the weight I can use with this arm. So I know it's not attached properly.
It's hard to feel it.
Yeah, I can't feel anything.
Are your arms like 2 different sizes too?
No, I think this one shrank. It like felt bad for this one and it shrank too. They're both just shit now. I don't know what happened.
Your body's in sync.
I used to have like fucking 23-inch arms. Now they're like fucking 8.
Yeah.
You're downsizing. It's okay.
I know, that's why I don't care.
Yeah.
But no, I can dumbbell press. No, nothing. I can't. Dumbbell press is like fucking 120s. It's not anything now.
I'm just happy. I feel back in my own element again. My strength's going up really quick. Like everything's like now just starting to click for me. So I'm really
I was going to ask you about your brother because I know, did your brother live with you where you were before or just in the same area?
So when he first came down in September, he lived with me until January. And then him and his wife got a house that was pretty much right behind my house.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's still in Florida?
He is, yeah.
Oh,
well, so is.
Well, I'm still in Florida too.
Yeah.
Nick's in Tampa.
Okay.
Nick's in Tampa.
okay.
I'm just in Tampa now, yeah.
So are you going to miss your brother or like you guys going to still see each other once a month or something? Or what's the deal there?
Yeah. So obviously, the YouTube is gonna take a little hit for a couple of weeks just so I can get functional and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But also just clarify me moving to Tampa. This was a long talk between me and my family, me and him, and knowing I had to do what was best for me and my career and whatever else, and that we were all at a good understanding. So, me and him have a game plan where he's just gonna come down probably once a month, bi-weekly, film content, and then kind of go from there. And then, if he can, he's probably gonna end up, he's already got a good list going on for filming people around the Palm City area. And he's gonna start putting himself out there to film even while he's in Tampa. Cause I even think if him coming to Tampa, filming me, he'll get so much people down here. Because
so why don't we do this? If you guys need a videographer and you're in Tampa, use code MUTANT and you can talk to Nick's brother. I'll give you a discount. No, but
even him coming down here and filming, there's just way more fitness. This is a way more fitness community than
why doesn't he just move with you?
Well, because he's in a lease right now.
Oh, okay. I just wondered to myself, and obviously I'm not trying to stress you out. I'm just wondering. So it was probably super convenient having your brother there as far as filming and content. And I know that feeling because we have a videographer here that I can just call any time of the fucking week and be like, hey, come meet me at the gym. So does that stress you out at all that now you have to kind of plan your filming or?
Yeah, a little bit, and it's it's probably going to be really stressful for him to commute, as well every so often. But again, we have great communication, and we'll figure it out together. I mean, he's my brother. I'm never going to just leave him high and dry.
Of course.
So yeah, we've talked it out. We're both on the same page here, and we're going to see how things play out.
Yeah, cool. I think Guy forgot that we're on today.
Oh yeah. Well, this is a typical Guy, isn't it?
He's probably just late.
Well, yeah, I thought that too.
Because he's always a good 10-15 minutes, isn't he?
But I think because he's in Sweden.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a globetrotter these days, eh?
Well, I think because Gasp is doing some like a world tour kind of thing.
Okay.
And Sweden is obviously where Gasp originated from, so they're kind of doing their tour there.
Yep.
So they took a bunch of the Gas people, and Branch and Guy went and all that stuff. So he's there. He said he would still jump on because he wasn't busy, but I have a feeling he's not going to make it. So it might be the three of us, or we'll see if somebody else can fill in. Paul, how are you doing?
I'm good, Fouad. How are you doing?
Where you been? You haven't been on the podcast in a couple of weeks. People miss you.
I've been actually working a little bit lately.
Oh yeah, you've been on afternoons. That's why.
I've been on afternoons the last couple of weeks. I got one more week to go. I don't like the shift. It takes up. I don't have any time for anything.
Do you see this coffee I got?
Is there a note on the side? What's it say?
See what that says?
Your smile is my favorite. You got an admirer?
I think I have Starbucks. Look, Nick, I think my 40-year-old ass still gets ass.
Is it a boy or a girl?
No, it's a girl. You fuck.
Is it because of Starbucks? You never know.
Boy or girl?
At Starbucks, you never know.
Well, there was a boy working in the back. It might have been the boy that wrote it, and then the girl gave it to me.
He might have been too shy to give it to himself.
Have you ever gotten a note like that, Paul?
No, but I got free.
I'm kind of jealous.
You haven't got one like that either, Nick? Yeah, I feel kind of. I got to tell you, I got to feel kind of special.
Yeah, I never got a note like that. I got a smiley face, maybe.
Even if it was a boy, it would still make me feel special.
That's a special kid.
Whether it's sexual or not, it still makes you feel special.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm going to act on it.
Right.
It still feels good.
Yeah. Hey, it's flattering.
It's I just put a thing up. We have 1 million questions. Why don't we do some questions?
Sure.
Yeah, let's start with questions.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Should men's physique start having a weight cap, or should you allow classic guys 10 to 15 more pounds per height class? Physique guys are outweighing classic guys by 20 pounds sometimes. It's kind of wild. What do you think, Paul? You're a judge.
There's some big physique guys. There is.
Physique only goes by height, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you get a guy with a tiny waist, but really well developed shoulders, pecs, and arms and back and everything like that, but he's got the tiny waist still, I mean, it's hard to draw that line sometimes. Whereas what's too big for men's physique? So it's hard to draw that line sometimes.
I don't think there should be a weight cap for anything, honestly.
Yeah.
They kind of have a. Don't they?
I think the height might be okay, but
yeah.
Sometimes making weight is just really hard.
So,
yeah.
Paul, let me ask you this. Don't the judges kind of weed out the guys that are really big anyways?
Yeah. So that's why there's so many categories. So it should clearly define what each one is, the look is for each one, right? One more extreme than the next, if you want to look at it that way. But physique, it has gone that way. I've noticed myself, because you'll get a guy with like a really nice look for physique, but he's much bigger than the other guys.
Yeah.
And like I said, sometimes it's hard to draw that line as to what's too big for physique. But one thing, Fouad, I want to say, like conditioning and lines and stuff like that, play a big role in men's physique too. Like you don't want to be bodybuilder grainy hard. You want to still have like nice lines and deep separations and stuff, but it's a different kind of conditioning.
So let me ask you this. So the guy that won the Arnold's, holy fuck, Nick.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Did Aaron Banks?
I just pulled up. No. I just pulled up Instagram. What the fuck is this?
Oh,
dude, this is what you look like right now.
Yeah, this was today.
How much?
Jeez.
This doesn't even look real.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real. That shit is real.
How much do you weigh here?
I'm 292.
Fuck. And hard, like under 10% easily, eh?
Dude,
Like
this
8%
is
probably.
fucking crazy.
Fuck. You're at another level now this year, man.
Why didn't you post a back shot, Nick?
Keeping the back low key, baby.
You're hiding it.
I'm hiding it until the right time.
You know what I say about people who don't post back shots, right?
Oh, no. Not.
How big's your arms now, Nick?
24.
Jeez.
It looks like 24 at least.
You know, someone said my nose is as big as your arms. So my nose looks as big as your arms.
Let me see, Paul. Yeah. They're
Oh,
right.
big ass nose.
I'm getting a nose job pretty soon.
That shit is huge.
No, you're not.
Well, I'm getting a deviated septum surgery, and I'm going to ask him to take some off.
Take some off the top.
Yeah, right here.
So this is Aaron
What
Banks.
is this, a haircut?
Listen. This is Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks won the Arnold.
He won
He's
the
big.
Arnold, right?
And
He's
I
big.
didn't, and I would say he was big, like, but honestly, this doesn't look overly developed to me. This looks okay.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like he'll stand next to another guy in men's physique and dwarf him. And then people say he's too big, but you know, it's a different kind of look though. Like,
But if I
That's
remember the Arnold, because I interviewed him right backstage, so I kind of stood next to him and I got a sense of how big he was, and I remember the lineup. He dwarfed guys, but more so because he was taller than them. He wasn't like that much thicker than they were.
but he's pretty wide too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a beautiful structure, but I just mean
Yeah.
like the thickness of his muscularity is not like insane.
Right. It's still pretty, kind of, if you want,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
lack of a better word.
I don't think weight matters. If you have this look, I mean, you're still carrying what the class asks for.
I agree.
Because I think if you're getting too muscular and your weight's getting too high, it's going to show in your physique. No.
Do you remember early
I
on in
agree.
men's? Do you remember early on in men's physique, Fouad, when men's physique first started? The guys were really small,
Yeah, they
kind
wanted
of
them.
like, yeah. And you know, I think it went the right direction, in my opinion. Like, I want to see muscle.
Well, you want to see muscle, but still, you want it to look achievable. Because isn't that what men's physique is? It's supposed to be
For
like
sure. I guess
the beach body guy.
the ultimate beach body. I guess you could kind of think of it as, you know.
Yeah.
ultimate beach body?
I just made that up. I don't know, but
Isn't that what it is?
kind of from the waist up.
Well,
I don't really.
why would they be wearing board shorts if it wasn't? Nick?
I don't really pay attention to it.
Favorite red meat meal?
What do you mean?
Your favorite red meat meal?
Steak and potatoes.
Okay, well, could have been
Cheeseburger.
pasta with meat sauce.
Oh,
Bit of a meatloaf.
Paul, what's yours? Is it steak and potatoes?
can we say a burger?
Yeah,
Say
that's what I was going with.
any red meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm changing mine. I'm gonna go with Cheesecake Factory bacon burger with sweet potato fries.
Why is it a
Oh,
bacon
man.
bacon burger? Is
Double.
double the bacon?
Oh,
Yep.
extra bacon.
I don't know if I like double bacon and double patty.
You can get double patty.
Is that what you get?
I did that once, yeah. That was pretty filling, actually.
I'm all about the egg on the burger.
Yeah,
You
you
can
like,
get egg.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a breakfast.
I like bacon and egg.
Yeah,
Bacon and bacon and
That's
egg
a
on
good
a burger.
combo.
Sounds good.
for sure. Remember the Baconator from Wendy's?
No, I never had it.
Oh
I've never had Wendy's.
no! Oh, that's my favorite fast food.
Dude, I had it recently, like I want to say 6 months ago. And I hadn't had it since like I was younger. And somehow I got a craving and I tried it and I'm like, this is absolutely fucking horrible.
What?
Is it bad?
It's dude, McDonald's is the only fast food.
Yeah, you love McDonald's.
McDonald's. Listen, I used to eat a lot of McDonald's when I was younger, so I would agree.
Did
Really?
you? What was your go-to at McDonald's?
I didn't get nothing crazy. I just got like the double patty.
No, but what is like something that you always had to get? Like a Big Mac, a double cheeseburger, like
Double cheeseburger.
always.
Hey, Fouad.
Yeah.
When we were driving back from the Arnold's, didn't we stop at a McDonald's and they had you could make your own like sandwich, like you could put like a fish fillet like on a Big Mac.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You fucking guys in the US, you guys do everything like
Yeah.
over the top.
You could put a fish fillet on.
Yeah,
a
they
big-
had like
you could do
make
whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put a chicken, you could put a McChicken on it. If
They
you wanted.
literally had a picture of a McChicken with a fish fillet
They're
on it.
really, that's really
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, what's your favorite red meat meal? This is a burger.
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger? Just a regular cheeseburger.
Well, I mean, from like a good burger place.
I'm going to say
What's what's the burger place though?
Well, you wouldn't know the local ones around here, probably.
what's yours? I know.
All right,
whatever.
Fouad knows them. What's that one on Ottawa Street? Fuck.
Mamo
what I'm
Burger?
talking about? Mamo. I love Mamo.
Hey, sorry.
What eats all right? What's your favorite one around here? Twisted Apron makes a good one.
Twisted Apron's good.
Who do you like?
No, I'm not a specialty burger guy. It's like Five Guys.
Yeah. Oh, Burger Farm. Burger Farm is very good.
Burger Farm's good. I'm gonna
You can't
go.
go wrong with Five Guys.
I'm gonna go with a fucking
Yeah.
a steakhouse steak, like a fillet or a prime rib.
Filet. Can't go
Filet's
wrong.
good.
I love a good, like going to a really good steakhouse and getting a.
Do you
nice
like a big?
steak.
Do you like a hunk of mashed potatoes with it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with some like greasy fucking asparagus.
Yeah.
Like a keg. Sounds like a keg dinner.
Favorite ice cream flavor.
Favorite what? Sorry.
Favorite ice cream flavor.
I like vanilla.
What?
I do too.
Really?
Because you
Yeah.
can, like, well, it depends. Are we talking like,
Paul's just saying that because you said it first.
No, you know that, Fouad. You know I love
I'm just
vanilla.
are we like talking about an ice cream that we're gonna shove it with a bunch of toppings, or like regular ice cream?
No, like it's already made ice cream. Obviously, if you're going to put a bunch of toppings on it, you're going to go vanilla because it'll make it better.
Okay, well, if we're not doing that type, I'm gonna go. It's called strawberry shortcake from this ice cream place called Wits.
My wife likes that shit. That's her favorite flavor here.
It is phenomenal.
It's got
Okay.
like cake in it.
Yes,
Does it? Oh, this one doesn't.
this one has like chunks of like strawberry shortcake in the
Oh,
ice cream.
Fuck, that
Oh,
sounds
man.
delicious.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, what's yours?
Probably chocolate chip cookie dough.
Yeah, that's a go-to. It's like you can't go wrong.
No, I love cookies.
I like Oreo too.
Oreo's one I could pound like a 2 liter of.
Yeah.
Like I could just sit there. I could just sit there and fucking. It's just such a easy flavor to eat. I don't know
It
why.
is,
ever-
and it's just so good.
Yep.
It just
You ever-
melts in your mouth.
You
Yeah,
guys
well-
ever try chocolate covered Oreos?
Of course.
Chocolate covered Oreos. No.
Yeah, Fouad. I'll buy you a box next time I see them.
All right, pick some up.
They're oh man, they're good.
We'll save them for my next cheat meal, which is
Okay.
probably whenever
I'll give
I
you
want.
Oh yeah.
I'll give you a metformin before you eat them.
And then it'll go, and then we'll take a drink of fiber supplement afterwards. It'll
Right.
Flush it
Right.
right out.
Right.
Metformin is key to cheat meals.
Yeah.
All right, this is a deeper one. What makes you happy? Nick, what makes
Well,
you
that's
happy?
very vague. That's kind of
Yeah,
vague.
that's kind of vague.
If
want
you
to think
think you
happy.
okay, think to yourself when you think of yourself being happy, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Seeing my family and friends be successful.
So it makes you happy to see them do well. What makes you personally happy?
Lifting heavy weight.
This is what I was looking for. 185s.
Oh man.
This is crazy, man. And the
Yeah,
control.
If we
Dude,
want to
eh?
get
Jeez.
technical, it was 187 because it goes by kilos, but
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I just put 185 because no one's gonna write 187.
I
Wow,
would have
man,
wrote,
you're
I would have
making-
wrote 187.
That you're not even like working hard yet.
What the fuck, Nick?
Fuck.
I'm telling you, man, changing environment changes everything.
Yeah. You like it a lot better where you're at?
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
game changing, man.
Well, you got like more friends and family there or something, or what's the difference?
No, I just, without getting too in depth, I just needed to get out of where I was.
Oh, okay.
I knew,
He's more at peace. He can
Okay,
focus,
good.
he can focus.
and I knew being in Tampa, I have a lot of friends in Tampa already. And Tampa's just a younger crowd. It's more of a fitness community. Like it's like Las Vegas, like, they
yeah.
call that the Mecca,
Yeah,
but Tampa is like, the Mecca of bodybuilding in Florida.
Oh yeah. Is it really humid there?
Oh God, here we go.
Not right
Just
now.
asking for it. I was
Here
told
we
that
go with the
recently.
weather.
I was
Did
told
it
that
rain? Did
recently.
it rain yesterday?
I just want to know how humid it is. It's really
How's
humid
the
there?
housing
No,
market?
it gets humid, yeah, but it wasn't today.
No.
It's so crazy. You're just like it's.
That's all I wanted to ask for.
I
Someone
know.
just told me the other day how humid it is in Tampa.
I know, but it's funny. It doesn't matter what city or state we're talking about. Your first question is the weather.
How's the weather?
Not always. Not always.
Always. When I got to
What's the
Dallas,
weather like?
Nick, when I got to Dallas, I think I called Paul, or we were talking when I was there at some point. He's like, "What's the weather like there?" I'm like, it's
Because it was
fucking-
shitty here. So
I'm
I
like,
wanted to know what it was like there.
fucking beautiful, Paul. It's amazing out here.
Fouad, you should come to Tampa, man.
We'll come to Tampa for sure. Why not?
No, I mean like,
you mean come live there?
Yeah, bro.
I don't know, man. I can't do the humidity.
It's really, honestly, I thought I couldn't either, because like I thought Jersey was bad, and it, like Florida's nothing compared to Jersey.
Yeah,
you get used to it pretty quick.
I like Texas, man. I like Texas a lot.
I know you do. But Tampa's really cool. And I want to hang out with Fouad.
You like the climate? You like the climate in Texas better, Fouad?
Yeah.
Well, it's not as humid, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I prefer dry heat over humid any day. So like
Vegas.
I remember being in Vegas for the Olympia, and it was like 110 degrees, and it's hot, but it's just not as uncomfortable.
Yeah, it doesn't like. Yeah, I know.
You don't get clammy and fucking.
When you get like 100 degrees with 40-50% humidity, it's like wow.
We get that here.
Not like Florida.
In the summer. Not like Florida. But we get fucking hot here, Fouad. We get like 40-degree days.
All right, I don't want to talk about the weather. Can we move on from the?
Okay, sorry. I carried away.
Nick, what did you say makes you happy personally? Lifting heavy weight.
Yeah.
Paul, what makes you happy? Smoking weed?
Yeah, that makes me happy. A lot of things make me happy. It's hard to pinpoint. My life makes me happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy man. I like my life.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple things I would change for sure, but overall, I like my life.
That's fine. I didn't ask you if you like your life. I said, what makes you happy?
Oh, well, it's hard to pinpoint. Like my family.
If someone says to you, what makes you happy off the top of your head, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Okay, my family, my kids, my wife, my best friend.
All right.
For me?
No?
But Nick too?
Nick makes me happy for sure. I don't know. I like working out. I like
Poor man's got a list here.
I don't know.
I know. I'm like, what makes you happy? He's like, let me get the list out.
A lot of things.
I was gonna say taking my dog to the park.
Yeah, you like doing that.
Yeah, you really enjoy doing that now.
Yeah,
dude. Honestly,
awesome.
It's weird because when I go to the park, there's literally nobody there, and I just like seeing him happy. He's happy.
You know what's funny is like in my old house. Well, I say my old house, but my other house that I lived in, it had a huge yard, so I would let him roam the yard. I don't really have a yard here, a little bit.
Yeah.
But so now I take him for like 1 to 2 walks a day, and I thoroughly enjoy it now.
I'm telling you,
get some eyeballs.
Like I love walking the dog now.
Yeah, he's like this fucking monster with a fucking pit bull.
You must get some stares, Nick, when you're walking around with your dog.
Because it's hot out, so something like in the early mornings when like all the old ladies and shit are going for their morning jogs, and I got no shirt on, walking a fucking mean ass pit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just think I have a lot of stress in my life.
That's peaceful time for you.
That's what it is. It's like there's two things. There's 2 times of the day where I don't have to think. I go to the gym, and for the 1 hour at the gym, my mind is shut off. And when I go to the park, my mind is shut off.
Yeah.
So those 2 things are my go-to. Nick, how long was it before bodybuilding started to pay you back?
Well, before bodybuilding paid me back?
Yeah, like financially.
I'm making money?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I started making money when I turned pro, so 9 years.
9 years. That's really, you know what, people don't, that's good to hear because a lot of people don't realize that.
No, that people think I had a very quick rise here, which I did when I turned pro.
Yeah.
But it took me many years
to
get to where I am.
It's funny because people talk about overnight success, and you are kind of overnight success, but not really. Because if you think about it, like when I met you, because people don't know this, but I offered you a contract before Raw and Revive. Remember that?
I remember that.
You were with
literally right when COVID hit.
Yeah, that's when we first started, right? I think I offered it. I think we launched in March, and I think in like April or May, I offered you a contract.
Yep.
And you said, "Go fuck yourself," and I said, "I'll get you one day." so I'm laughing last, motherfucker. I would have got you a lot cheaper back then, though. No,
yeah. Should have locked it down for 5 years.
Yeah. No, but it's funny because when I met you and when I reached out to you, I think you only had like 70,000 followers or something like that.
I wasn't pro yet, right?
I don't think so. No, I don't think you were pro yet.
Okay, yeah.
And you only had
I may have what, like 40 or at most.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden Like a fucking year later, you had like 300, and then another year later, you have like fucking 900. So, so it's like, if you think of it in those terms, it's overnight success, but people don't realize there was like 8 years before that.
Well, you know what I think helped me, honestly? So when I got second at USA's against Murphy, I think for me, that was like a blessing that I just wasn't ready to become a pro.
Yeah.
Because I think when I did turn pro, I was ready to compete as a pro.
It's so funny you said
I didn't really need to take any really time off, you know, to get bigger. I was kind of already there.
Yeah.
So, and I, you know, that's why we did Chicago 6 weeks later to see where I would place, and knowing I got fourth behind 3 top bodybuilders at the time.
Yeah.
It was, for me, it was confirmed, like, I can hang, I'm good.
Yeah.
We need to make improvements still, but like, I'm ready.
So one of the things, so somebody reached out to me, an athlete reached out to me, and they were like, hey, I didn't get my pro card. What should I do? And I'm like, listen, man, just keep going. When you're supposed to get your pro card, you'll get your pro card. And the reason I said that is, and Nick, you just expressed the same thing. I won the heavyweight class of the Canadian Nationals in 2004. And the super heavy beat me for the overall. And they gave away a second pro card, but they gave it to the second place super heavyweight.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it was like a bittersweet thing for me, because I'm like, what the fuck, man? That guy didn't even end up in the overall lineup. How did he get the second pro card?
Right.
Not me, because I should have gotten it, right? But when I look back at it now, it was a good thing, because I got my pro card 2 years later, and I was actually ready to like get on stage as a pro.
So
yeah.
So it's kind of like sometimes not winning like works out in your favor. Go ahead.
At that time, you know, you don't think that way.
No, at the time I was fucking.
When you like now, and even me looking back now, it's like that. I'm glad that happened.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
You know, that's why I think it takes guys a little bit longer now to get, you know, to kind of make their way in the pro ranks, because like back like years ago, especially like, you know, being from Canada, Fouad, literally you had 4 or 5 levels to get through before you got pro. So you had to be an amateur for 5 to 10 years, 5 to 10 years before you turn pro. So by the time you got to pros, you're ready for the pro stage. Nowadays you can go pro really in 1 or 2 shows.
Well, it's not even the 4 levels. We also only had 1 or 2 opportunities to try and turn pro.
Well, 1 and the North American, so really 2.
For me, it was 1.
Well, yeah, it's harder to turn pro in Canada than it is.
Well,
now it's about the same, I would say.
Well, now it is, yeah. But I'm just saying it wasn't necessarily the amount of levels. It was that everybody had to do 1 show.
Yeah.
So you would get all the talent at this 1 show.
Yeah.
Whereas now there's like, you can win the amateur Olympia, you can win the amateur Arnold, you can win the fucking whatever. There's so many different pro qualifiers that, like, you're right, guys turn pro and then they have to start weeding out who belongs and who doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it's a longer process.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it was 7 years before bodybuilding started paying me back. I started when I was 20.
I mean, that's still a long time.
Yeah, I started when I was 20, and I had my first contract with Muscle Tech when I was 27. That's when I first started making money. So
it always feels good when you get your first contract.
Man, I was like, it was like $2,000 a month, and I was like, this is so much money. Like, you know what it is though? It's not even that it was so much money. It's like you almost feel validated for your hard work, because you're like, okay,
because now you're getting paid.
Well, it's not just like the paid. It's like, so when I was like 23, 24, I had a pretty good job. I've told this story before, and I had to make a decision. So I made a decision. I left school and I left this other job, and I put myself in this like hole where I'm like, I got to turn pro and I got to make money, or else there's nothing else for me. So almost like getting that first check was like, okay, I think I'm on my way now. Like, it's worth it. So it's like, you kind of take all these risks and all these chances. And when you finally start getting paid, you're like, it's not necessarily that the money's great. It's almost like just like a reward in your mind that, like, I worked toward this and now I'm here.
The hard work's paying off.
Yeah.
You're professional now. You're getting paid. You get paid for what you do.
That's right. Unfortunately, now the sad thing about now, that's, I don't know, you could look at it in a positive or negative, but you could turn pro and not get paid because there's so many pros now. It's not the only.
Well, not even because there's so many pros. A lot of it now is just social media, man.
Yeah, the game has changed.
Like I know companies that sponsor more, IG influencers
and pros,
and pay them a large amount than an actual competitor.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends on the style of the brand, right? Some
Well,
brands,
that too. That too.
some brands are lifestyle brands, so they don't put a lot of emphasis on competitors, and some companies like Hostile or a bodybuilding brand, so it matters, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends.
But yeah,
What is the current law or social norm in your area that you make a change to? What? I don't know what that means.
A social norm that you would change?
Okay, well, I'll read it one more time, but we're probably going to all skip this. Okay.
Okay.
What is a current law or social norm in your area that you make a change to?
I still don't get it.
Yeah. Move on.
Let's move on.
Favorite all-time athlete from any other pro sport? Lawrence Taylor.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter, yeah.
Ray Lewis.
Ooh.
Ray Lewis, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
somebody sent me a baseball picture of you, Nick.
A baseball picture?
Oh, dude, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
They sent me a
those are
picture.
much different days.
They sent me a picture. They're like, guess who this is? And I could see it right away.
How old were you?
Baseball, 12, 13.
Oh, wow. Tyke.
I don't even
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't even
I'll
know.
tell you when he shows the picture.
I can't find it.
Were you
I don't
good,
know-
Nick?
I don't know where this kid found it.
Yes, I was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
But I did find this.
Oh man.
What is this? You guys make fun of my mohawk. This is horrible.
Hey.
It's too fat. You look like Brian Bosworth. No, not Brian Bosworth. Look at this. Look at this fucking GQ.
Yeah, stud muffin.
You're making
youth.
you know what's funny? You know you're making the face here. You're like, I look good.
Yeah, it was a good hair day.
This is better. This is so much better though. Holy shit. I can't find Nick Walker, the baseball player, though.
There it is. Right there.
Where?
Go up right there on your right-hand side, Fouad, on your top,
This isn't.
top right.
No, it's a different Nick. That's not Nick.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure somebody will send it to me.
yeah, you'll get.
Okay, actually, wait. There's a couple things I wanted to see if I can bring up that somebody asked.
Oh man.
No, it's not about you.
Oh,
I got to see if I can.
I always get nervous.
No. Okay, you can only choose one of these. Free gas for life,
Ooh.
free air travel for life. Your pet will live as long as you do, or free groceries for life.
Free groceries.
Paul's like, I don't care if my cats die.
I only like one of them anyways.
I got to go with the pet thing, man. I can't fucking, I worry. I actually think about that all the time.
Really?
I do. Yeah. Because I had to put, man, when we put Kona down at home.
Yeah.
And it was like a really
What do you mean you put her down at home?
Our last dog, Kona,
How'd you do it at home?
we had the vet come to our house because they offer that service.
Really? They do that?
Yeah. Summer didn't want to have him like in a room, like, so she's like, have the vet come here.
Yeah. It's one of the saddest things I've ever go through.
Yeah. So we had the vet come here and do it. It was literally the fucking worst thing I've ever seen. And I don't want to I think about that all the time with Cade now because I'm like, I don't want to go through that, but I know I might outlive him. So I'm like, fuck,
Yeah. Well,
so I'm gonna go with the your pet will live as long as you do.
I would
dogs
go.
live?
Well, it depends on the breed, honestly.
What'd you say, Paul?
Oh, what's an average dog life? 20 years?
No, not for large breed. Like Kona lived till he was 17, and the vet was like, "This is like a record."
Yeah. What kind of dog was? What
It was
was
a
it?
chocolate lab.
Oh yeah.
So for larger breeds, I mean, look, I don't want to pretend I'm a fucking
Well, no, larger breeds
expert.
have a shorter lifespan.
Yeah.
The small dogs.
I think
Why is that?
I don't know, but I think you're usually looking like 12 or 13 years is average.
Is it?
I mean, we can look it up.
I think that's about right. I think smaller dogs can like 17, 18
Average
maybe.
lifespan for large breed dog.
And what causes it?
I don't know. Why do you want to
Old age?
Well, Google it.
8 to 12 years.
Ooh, 8.
8 to 12, that's it? Holy
Yeah.
cow.
The average lifespan of a breed is 8 to 12 years. This includes large
That's
breed
fun.
dogs, German Shepherds, Golden Retrievers, Labrador Retrievers, Rottweilers, Dobermans, blah, blah, blah.
Can you Google why, Fouad?
Yeah, how about do a bully?
Why do large breed dogs live shorter
Live shorter
lives?
lives.
Yeah.
We conclude that large dogs die young mainly because they age quickly. Professor
Well, doesn't tell me anything.
Alger says that larger dogs, because of its size, may put more strain on its physiological processes, meaning they tend to wear out more quickly. Sounds like bodybuilders.
Fuck.
Lifespan of small breed dogs. 10 to 13 years.
Oh, okay. So they got like
It's not that different.
No,
No,
not
my
too
one
much, eh?
dog.
No, but look at like Shih Tzus, 10 to 18 years. Chihuahuas,
wow.
12 to 18 years.
And
Yeah, I
cats
was
have
gonna
long
say-
lives, eh?
My one dog at my house, in my parents' house, is like 16 or 17 right now.
What kind of
Wow.
dogs?
That's a Maltese.
Small dog?
Oh, sorry, 1 second.
I mean, it's not like a Chihuahua small, but it's
Yeah.
small.
So which one are you taking, Nick?
I'm either gonna have to go with the pet or the gas.
Hey, God, what do you got a big.
When they say free gas, we're not talking about steroids.
No shit.
All right. If you didn't pursue, we've done this before. No. Who? Nope. Nope. Who would win in a race, Guy or Ben? I'm gonna say Guy.
Ben's got
Yeah.
long legs though.
You think?
Yeah, but Ben's 280 pounds.
Yeah, but a sprint, like 100
He's
meters.
downsizing. He's downsizing. When's the race happen?
I'm saying like now, if we race today,
I don't know, man.
you want to put a bet
Guy
on it?
got bad knees.
You guys want to bet on it?
Why they got to do it?
You ever seen Ben squat? He got needles of steel.
We can make him do it when we meet up.
Does Ben got any kind of athletic background?
Yeah, he played soccer for a long time.
I'm going Ben.
Oh, he's faster.
I got Ben.
I got Ben.
He played
So-
soccer. Wait a minute. He played soccer when he was like 200 pounds.
Yeah, but one of Ben's strides is like 2 or 3 guys. So I'm taking Ben.
Yeah, and fuck Guy for not showing up.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna take Guy. We gotta bet on it. We gotta bet something on it. You gotta shave your beard.
Me?
Yeah.
I got to pierce my nipples and shave my beard.
You still haven't even pierced your fucking nipples, but we gotta
I offered you a couple times to come with me.
you can go by yourself. I don't need to hold your hand.
I can't go to those places by myself. You got to come with me.
Okay. Listen, you gotta shave your beard if Guy beats him.
For how long?
Shave the beard.
For how long?
6 months.
6 months. We used to do like 30-day things. What happened to that?
Okay. But it'll grow back. Okay. 6 weeks.
Okay. I thought about shaving it anyways.
Well, there you go. It'll help you out.
Yeah. Okay. What do you guys got to do? I'm the only one that's got to do something.
Yeah.
I already cut my hair, man. I ain't doing that again.
He just shaved his head. He just shaved
It
his
looked
head.
good though. He looked good.
Yeah, but the in-between stage sucks.
Yeah, what the fuck is it?
That looks good, Nick. I like that.
Can you turn a light on or something in your house?
Oh yeah.
Just staring at me like you have to take away pain in one part of your body. Where are you choosing?
Paint?
Pain.
Oh, pain?
Pain.
Pain. I probably. I don't have any pain.
Huh?
I got a wrist problem right now.
You
I
have
get
tons
that
of pain.
fixed.
You complain every day about pain.
Not lately.
How about your foot?
Like where are you saying
foot's
where
good,
would I
Fouad.
take pain?
If you could take away pain anywhere in your body, where would it be?
I would take away that low back pain, man.
Tightness.
Yeah. Soon as I do some like heavy fucking barbell rolls or something, it's like fuck tightness.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say knees or elbows.
Yeah.
Oh, knees. Yeah.
Are your legs growing, Nick?
Mhm.
Well, can you show them next time on your Instagram instead of hiding them?
I did. I posted a picture.
I don't remember.
What's wrong with you? You don't pay attention to my stuff? I'm your athlete.
Look at this. Look at this physique.
I know. Fuck, that's a
Main
really
Street,
nice
baby.
physique. That's a nice physique.
Look at that waist.
Is that your first show?
That was my
Your
first
first USAs. Okay.
My first USAs I did, yeah.
Look how good looking you were here too. What happened?
What do you mean? I'm still good looking.
Oh, okay.
That's the diet face look. I'm always better looking with a diet face.
You know, I gotta say, Nick, I've never seen someone improve as much as you do from year to year. Man, like this past, like
What are
this
you
past
doing?
year.
That was the picture.
This one?
No, man, go back up.
Where? This one?
Right there. No, not that one. That's the Arnold. Right there.
That's one leg. I want to see both.
Oh, well, that was Sunday.
Okay, next time I want to see.
My outer suite is coming in.
I want to see this shot with both legs.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too.
We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Me and Paul want to judge.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we at here?
What is the Olympia this year, Nick? Is it December?
Yes.
And that's all you show you're doing, right? Nothing before that?
Well, yeah, this year I'm going to do the Arnold in 2023.
Yeah, but nothing before the Olympia.
No. Just the Arnold. Or just Olympia, I mean.
Who's a cartoon character you had a crush on as a kid?
None. That's weird.
What's that?
Did we talk about that once before?
The chick from Roger Rabbit.
Oh, Rebecca Rabbit.
Is that her name?
I never had a crush on a cartoon.
No?
No.
What are you?
Not me either. I had a Daisy Duke crush when I was a kid.
Oh, I had a huge Daisy Duke crush.
Yeah. That's before Nick's time. He has no idea what we're talking about, probably.
Fuck you, Paul.
What the fuck is this?
Do you know what it is?
It's
You
not
know-
Rebecca. Hey, it's not Rebecca Rabbit. What the fuck is this?
You
Awesome.
had a crush on a rabbit, bro?
No,
man. This chick.
I could see that.
This one here.
What was her name?
I don't know.
No, there was a rabbit.
No, I know, but this is. I don't have a crush on the rabbit. I have a crush.
You have a crush on the rabbit?
You guys are fucking idiots.
You guys are confusing me with your crushes here.
All right. Wait a minute. Let's see. I don't think Daisy Duke is good looking. I just think it was back in the day.
I was going through puberty.
Like this.
So good, eh? Yeah. You know, today that's like a 3 or a 4. But back in
Yeah.
those days when I was like 16.
I wouldn't even fuck if I was drunk type of.
Wait a minute. Look. Yeah, you would.
Maybe slob the knob.
No, you're lying.
I had a poster for her on my wall
She's got a.
when I was a kid. Show a back shot, Fouad.
There's no ass, Paul. Look.
Oh,
Back then, that was a big ass.
Look, this is her now. That's not good.
Oh man. How old?
I don't know. Who cares? What the fuck?
gross.
Okay. If Guy was anybody's dad on the podcast, who would it be and why?
Not mine. Don't say mine.
I
He's
don't think
totally
I wanna
yours.
see.
No, he's not.
Yeah, 100%.
No fucking way, dude.
How to deal with comparing yourself to others physique wise, especially now with social media. Nick, how do you do that?
I just look at someone's physique and I'm gonna beat him.
No, but I mean, how do you deal with it in a like? Is it ever negative?
No, not really.
Because some people look at somebody else's physique and they're like, it makes them feel shitty about themselves.
Are we talking in terms of competing?
Yeah, like physiques. Yeah.
So normally when I see someone who looks like really good, I'll just be like, we'll see how it looks on show day.
So you just use it as a challenge, to like work harder and
Yeah, because look, someone could look like they're gonna win the Mr. Olympia week out, and then come show day, it's like, what the fuck just happened?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
I
about
normally don't use, I like to use social media as like a guideline, I guess, as okay, like this person's looking good, this person's looking good. But it never really negative affects me.
what about other things?
Like what? Comments?
No, I mean, okay, like Paul, is there other instances in which you might look at somebody's social media and try and compare it to your own life?
Not at this point in my life, no. I mean, maybe when I was younger, but not now.
So there's nothing like if somebody's bought something or somebody goes somewhere on a trip or somebody's doing something with their kids where
I'm old enough and wise enough now to know that social media doesn't tell the true story of people's lives anyway, you know.
you're not.
So now, no, but maybe when I was younger, when I first got on Facebook and stuff like that stuff might have affected me more. But now I know people just put up what they want you to see. It's not their true life, you know.
I look at other people's shit, but I use it as motivation.
Yeah, when it comes to like material things that you want.
Anything, trips. Like if somebody's like, if I see somebody go on like a nice trip somewhere, like I'm like, okay, that's something I want to do. You know, like it's not, it doesn't make me feel bad about myself. It makes me feel like, oh, that's a good idea. You know what? I'm going to work towards like going on that trip. Or like if somebody, or let's say somebody like bought a Ferrari or something like that. I'm like, oh man, that's fucking cool. I'm like, I got to work towards that too.
I didn't know you meant it in that way. Yeah. In that way, yeah, I guess I have then for sure.
But I think for some people, they see that it makes them feel bad about themselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like maybe they're not going. And like if somebody has, let's say somebody has a social media where they're traveling the world all the time.
Yeah.
And you have the kind of life where you're really at home all the time, or like you work a lot, you don't get to go nowhere. Like I don't travel that much. Some people see that shit and they're like, they feel bad about themselves. Like, oh, I'm not doing enough. And this guy's doing all this stuff and I'm not doing anything. Yeah. So I just wonder, is there anything social media wise that like affects you where you're like, it's bothering me, I should be doing more of that?
I think I've seen stuff where I'm like, that looks pretty cool. You know, I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
Like what?
An
example?
Well, like the examples you brought up about like different vacations and stuff people do, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll see that and be like, you know, I should, you know, I'd like to try something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not that much of a daredevil though.
Nick, is there anything for you, or are you just so happy with what your life is currently that you don't give a shit? You just
no, yeah, I have everything I need. I'm pretty happy. I mean, I'm not content by any means, but I'm happy with how my life is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can think of anything. Yeah, I don't see anything that makes me jealous. I guess I'm kind of like Nick that way, like with physiques. Like you look at a physique that's good and you're like, it just makes you more motivated, or you don't.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of the same way. If somebody has like something I want, or somebody's gone somewhere I want to go,
it makes you work harder to go.
Makes me want to work harder.
Yeah. What about watching videos and stuff? Who had like training videos now to make you like want to, you know, miss the old days of training heavier and stuff at all?
Oh, always.
Yeah, it never goes away.
Always. That's, man. I mean, I think when you're a bodybuilder, like when you're really a bodybuilder, like you live it every day, I don't think that ever goes away.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because even if you don't, like, let's say we're 50 years old. Well, you're almost 50 now.
Well, I'm almost 50. Yeah.
Let's say if I get to 50, I'm like, I don't want to lift like a bodybuilder anymore. I'm just gonna transfer that energy into something else. Like you're always gonna have something competitive that you want to do.
Yeah, but you do miss, like, I was never at, you know, anywhere near your guys' level, but I miss the days of going in there, like being young and healthy still physically. I mean, not that I'm not healthy, but I mean, just young still, and just, you know, like the pumps were different, the weight was different, you know, everything.
Yeah.
I do miss that at times for sure.
Yeah. Always have one sock slide off your heel, or never be able to park your car correctly.
That's a
So you got to pick one.
Well, I'm gonna go with the sock.
I don't have a problem with my sock sliding off my heel. I have a problem with it twisting.
Yeah.
Oh, twisty. I don't like twisting.
Twisting is annoying.
Yeah, either one.
I don't do twisting.
But what do you mean not park your car correctly? Like what the fuck are you
like? Am I in
like you just can't parallel park?
Like, I can't parallel park. Jeopardy of getting hit. You know, I mean, I might pick the parking spot then.
I think he means parallel parking. That's hard to do sometimes.
I don't parallel park. No.
No, you got a big car?
I just don't know how to parallel park.
I can't do it either. Some cars do it for you now.
Yeah, I refuse.
Do you wet your toothbrush before or after you put the toothpaste on it?
Before.
Oh, before. I do both.
You wet the brush, put the toothpaste, then wet it again?
A little bit, just a little bit of water after the toothpaste is on.
A little bit, not a lot.
Just, I don't want to wash it off, Fouad. I just want to make it a little moist.
Like, what is a little bit? Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, you just quickly right under the.
I just have the water on a trickle, and then
All right.
You say you have the water on a trickle?
Yeah, instead of like a pour, more of a trickle.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Best advice you were ever given. That's so broad.
Yeah.
If the whole crew had to move to one location, where would it be? Texas.
Florida.
Vegas.
I think I'd like to Vegas. I think I'd like Vegas.
I love Vegas.
Florida.
No, I'm not talking about the strip though. Like I like Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Vegas too.
Nick, Vegas?
Florida.
Florida? You love Florida, eh?
Florida's it's
I
not
love
that
Florida.
great.
Yeah, Florida I find a little too hot.
You know what you sound like? You sound like a bunch of pussies.
What do you mean? Why?
Florida's too hot.
Texas and Vegas are way cooler than Florida.
No, bro.
Yeah. 100%.
I've never been in. I've been to Texas once.
Come spend the weekend at my house.
All right. I'm coming over.
All right.
I'll come.
He
It's
didn't
not
ask you.
guys weekend.
He didn't
Yeah.
ask you.
Well, I just assumed
I'm just
that.
joking. I'm just
I thought we were all
joking.
just talking amongst ourselves here.
Me and Paul are coming.
It's a package, Nick.
It's a package deal.
Yeah.
When I pin, there has been times when I passed out. Any reasons on why? Holy fuck!
What do you say?
When
I have heard of that.
When I pin, there has been times where I passed out. Any reasons on
Maybe
why?
he's maybe nervous.
I don't
Probably
know,
got some
dude.
anxiety about it.
I'll tell you, if I
Dude,
passed
good.
out, if I passed out every time I did a shot, I wouldn't fucking do anymore.
You ever,
Yeah.
you ever heard of like the cough that you sometimes people will get, like an upper body shot, especially if it's Tren?
Yeah, like Tren
Yeah.
cough. Yeah.
Yeah, is that because there's some type of a gas that gets released in your blood when? Is that what happens or something like that? I thought I read that once.
I don't know. Somebody explained it once to me, and I forget now what it is, but there's a good explanation for it.
Yeah, that's only with Tren.
Let's Google.
I only got it with Tren.
Yeah,
It's only if you do it. It's only if you shoot in the upper body, right?
Yeah.
No, I've got it from lower body too.
Oh, have you?
have you?
Vasoconstriction of the muscular wall of the bronchus in the lungs is what triggers the cough reaction. Trenbolone increases an inflammatory mediator peptide called bradykinin, which
Okay.
facilitates the dilation of blood vessels.
Okay.
Oh,
None of that meant anything to me, but that's what it is.
so that's what it does.
Yeah.
It says, "Why do I cough after injecting testosterone?"
I've never had that.
I never had that.
Okay.
Me neither.
One significant thing that Luke and John have taught you. Interesting. I'll answer this real quick.
That's a-
Luke, they both. John taught me to always listen to everybody else and take advice from everyone, no matter if they're a beginner or intermediate or advanced. Everybody has something to offer. He also taught me to be nice to everybody, which I don't think I'm doing a good job of, but
Doing
yeah,
a better job.
I'm doing a
doing
better
good,
job.
Fred.
I'm doing a better. It's a work in progress.
You're doing good
You
for us.
better start being nice.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
And Luke, I don't know. Luke didn't really teach me anything, but I always thought he did a really good job of making everybody around him seem greater than they were.
Yeah, I can
Like
agree with that.
he would talk really, really highly about his friends and kind of shine a light on all of them in a way. So I guess I kind of learned that from him through the podcast. So anyway, choose one. Nick,
Okay.
stop texting. Stop texting your girlfriend. Are you texting your girlfriend? You are too. Tell your girlfriend. Here,
You have to show the class. You have to show the class your notes.
show your work. Show your work. Show your note, Nick. Okay, choose one. Never have sexual activity again, including by yourself, or not be able to exercise for the rest of your life. No weights,
God.
no MMA, no sports, just walking.
Jeez, this guy took the two best things in life, eh?
I'm taking walking and sex.
Wait, sorry, what? Walking,
You said you could walk. That's the only exercise you can do.
but you can have sex
But you can have
with
sex.
yourself,
No, you can have sex,
including with yourself.
including myself.
But the other scenario is you
You can't have
can
sex.
exercise.
Yeah, but you can exercise.
How old am I in this scenario?
It's now. It's you right now.
I don't like this.
I don't like it either. I'm gonna train. I'm gonna take the training.
I can't even fuck myself.
I know. I know. I wonder if you didn't fuck and didn't.
Would you forget about it?
No, this is so stupid, but I just thought of it for some reason. I wonder if you didn't fuck and didn't jerk off, if you eventually just like start having wet dreams, like your body would just like have to release it.
Depends how old you are, probably.
Well, let's say you're Nick.
Yeah, you probably
Nick,
would.
try it.
Could you imagine?
Do an experiment.
Nick, try it. Wait like a month. Don't touch yourself and don't let anybody touch you.
Don't touch yourself.
Impossible.
See if it like just starts coming out on its own.
How are we gonna know if he's being honest?
Yeah, he won't. He fucking lasts like a day.
I jerk off a lot, man. Could you imagine though, if you didn't have sex or jerk off for like 2 months, how big that fucking load would be?
You'd be miserable as fuck.
I remember I went to a fertility
That's
specialist
fucking
once.
monstrous.
I went to a fertility doctor once, and they were like, "You can't jerk off for 2 days
Yeah.
before."
Like, what?
Well, no, because they're like,
Forget it.
we need to get as a big a sample as possible, so you can't jerk off for 2 days before you bring the sample in. I'm like, I couldn't do it.
I never went back.
It took me like a month to finally wait the 2 days. I kept on fucking it up. I'm like, you're gonna have to wait.
Fuck it.
So which one, Nick? Sex or lifting? Seriously, if you actually had to, let's say somebody's like, look, something really bad is going to happen to you. You got to pick one of these. Think about it, you love bodybuilding, but you love sex. It's so hard.
With the way my life is now, sex can be a real big distraction. So I'm going to work out.
Do you think your girlfriend would stay by your side until you were done bodybuilding?
Oh, what a test that would be. Eh?
She could touch herself.
Oh, but that would just be torture if you couldn't.
Can I flick the bean at least?
No, you can't. No, that's
You can't
sexual
touch yourself.
activity. You can't.
Can you? You can't help
It says
something.
it says no sexual activity. You can't do anything.
Oh,
And if you're just watching her and not able to touch yourself, that's just torture anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
I wouldn't
saying,
wanna
like,
go
imagine you said to your girl, I can't bang you anymore or touch you or anything until after my career is over.
Could be 10 years.
Could be 10 years. You can still do whatever you want, but I can't touch you.
Oof.
I wonder if like the girl would hang out, because that sucks.
Oof, yeah.
I'll hope for the best.
Paul, what are you gonna do?
Oh God. I'd probably have to go with the sex.
Yeah, I got to downsize
Yeah.
anyway, so I'm just gonna sex and walk.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I got a lot of injuries.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, hit me.
Do you guys believe in doing a prenup when you get married?
Oh, they don't mean nothing anyways.
Why?
I got a buddy. I don't want to say who, but you know, Fouad.
Yeah,
I got a buddy who had one. It didn't mean nothing.
maybe it was written up in a shitty way.
I think a good lawyer will take it apart anyways.
Mm,
It's different in the US though. I don't know.
I don't know, Paul. It doesn't sound right, man. I think if you have a prenup, it means something.
I don't know. It's different, but it's different in the US.
What?
I agree with Fouad.
Well,
I
I
mean-
know I got a friend that, you know, he had one and it didn't really help him.
Well, let's assume it does something.
Okay.
What was the
Then
question?
should you?
Should you? Is that the
If
question? Nick?
you, what?
What's the question? Ask your question again.
Well, you guys are married, but
No, go ahead.
if you guys got married,
Yeah.
would you get a prenup?
It depends on the
rich-
situation.
If I was rich,
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't
Yeah.
need one otherwise.
Like, okay, let's say you're like a multi-millionaire.
yes, I would get a prenup. Yes,
You do.
100%.
I would too.
And if the girl said no, I'd be like, I don't trust you then
We're
anyway.
not
Right.
getting married.
Right. Because
We're
I
not
mean, because you're probably going to leave everything to her in her will, in your will.
Because you know
anyways,
who I
right?
look at, for example, like someone like Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Oh, he got fucked.
He had to give like millions to his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't Bezos have to give a bunch of cash too?
Who?
He said Bezos.
He did it on air. Paul's classic for fucking names up. Oh my god, it's the greatest. Bezos.
Bezos had to pay a lot of money, didn't he?
Yeah, I think his wife is like one of the top 5 richest women in the world now because of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang,
That's how rich he was, eh? Jeez.
Yeah, man, for sure. Isn't a prenup like you just get to keep whatever you had before you got married anyways?
I think that's the idea.
So like, let's say I had like $100 million and I get a prenup and then I make another $100 million after I'm married. I think they're entitled to the money you make while you're with them, but not the money you made before them.
I think you're right. Unless there's kids and stuff involved, then it's probably a different game.
Yeah. So I'm cool with that. Well, hey, whatever I make when you're with me, you deserve half.
Well, that's the way it should be anyway.
But whatever I made before we met is fucking mine.
Right. I think that's the way it should be.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. If you owned the IFBB or the Olympia, what's one change you would make?
Oh, I don't know.
I would streamline all the shows so that all the stages and the lighting and the photography all look the same.
Be hard to do though, Fouad.
No, I wouldn't. You contract.
You don't think so? Lighting,
look,
everything?
Think about it. Look at the UFC.
Yeah.
The UFC has the same lighting, same media, the same everything. Every show is exactly the same.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you ever see a UFC that looks different?
No.
I never really put any thought into that, but I guess you're probably right.
They have the same production crew, the same everything, every single show. They
Yeah,
go all
so
over
you're
they
saying-
go all over the world.
So you're saying all the pro shows that should do that?
So I'm not saying the IFBB should pay for it. I'm saying you should contract it out.
No. But that's what the IFBB, that you're saying for all the pro shows.
I
they
feel
should do
like,
that.
I feel like the IFBB should contract out. They should hire a certain lighting team, whoever they may be, whatever company.
Yeah.
Say, look, you guys have the contract for the IFBB. The promoters are going to pay this much. The IFBB is going to pay this much. We're going to subsidize it. And they are going to do the lighting at every single show so that you don't get, because sometimes you get these shows that like one show's dark, one show's light, one show's like, you can't.
It should always be the same.
I feel like if this is the sport, it should be uniform, especially like maybe not for night show, but at least for prejudging. The backdrop and the lighting.
I agree.
That's the one. That's the one change I would make, and I don't really think there's not, and also the photography. I think you should contract out. Not that there can't be other photographers, but there should be an official IFBB photographer that people can go to a certain website and see the same photographer, same every time. That way you can compare photos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I think NPC does that, don't they?
Well, I think I mean, like we do it. Our federation does it. They have contracted out certain photographers and shit.
Right.
So, it might be an added expense to the promoter, but I think if the IFBB subsidized a little bit of it.
Yeah. Take something off the sanction fee or something, maybe.
I think honestly it would make the whole show more professional, it would look and feel a lot better. It would be a better
kind of branded, eh?
It would just be a better experience for everybody. Because right now, what you see is they do one show and the lighting stays really, really bright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody looks washed out. Nobody looks like they're in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the fans are like, "Oh, nobody's in shape," so it makes everybody look bad, right?
Yeah.
Then the next show you go to, the lighting's perfect. Everybody looks shredded, like in Texas.
Yep.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, everybody looks awesome," but I'm like, it's the same guys were there the week before. It's just the lighting was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel
that's a good point. Yeah.
So I feel like if your athletes are your product,
right?
You're selling the athletes to the public.
Yeah.
So you want to make the athletes look as good as possible.
Yeah.
So you find the best photographer, the best lighting team, and the best backdrops, and you just contract them out for every single show.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I just
that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, think about it, because back in the day they used to do everybody wanted to do the Iron Man because the lighting was the best.
Yep.
Imagine if you had that lighting at every single show.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Is there anything else you would add? Anybody?
No, I think that's pretty legit.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything for it.
I mean, I feel like the judging's been really good.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's live streams now.
Yep.
I feel like it doesn't cost a lot to watch a live stream or go to a show.
Yep.
So I don't really know what else I could think of off the top of my head.
For a little while ago, I was thinking like the amateur shows weren't doing it so much anymore, but I love the whole guest posing thing. And it looks like shows are getting back to that again. At least some shows
but we're talking about pro level, right? Because they said Arnold or Olympia are pro.
Oh, you know what? I got something. They used to be on mainstream TV. These shows.
Yeah.
They used to be like Arnold used to be shown on ABC at one time.
Yeah.
You know, ESPN used to have coverage of the shows at one time. I'd love to see that again.
If we could change that, yeah. But I don't think this. I don't think.
I'm just saying, if I could,
yeah, if we could do it,
something.
snap our fingers and make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would we though?
I remember the Canada's was on TSN one year.
I know, but I feel like the public is more educated now. Like I think in the 80s, you could say these guys are natural and people, not everybody, but a lot of people would believe it.
Right.
Now I think everybody's a little bit more educated as to what's going on.
But do you think people care? Or they just want something to watch?
Say that. Why?
I think mainstream people care.
Yeah, you think so? But
I think people in the bodybuilding world and people that are interested in the bodybuilding world don't care. But I think if you're sitting around the average household dinner and you're talking about steroids, it's probably still like a
so you think those same people that you're talking about still believe like every major sport is clean?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, listen, I think most people don't realize every football player on the field is on steroids.
Right, or some type of enhancement. You know, I mean, you got to be at certain levels of sports.
I could be wrong, but I believe every football player in the NFL, I don't want to say every, majority, have either taken or are on PEDs.
For sure.
Yeah, to get over injuries. It might not be to gain muscle mass,
yeah, whatever
but
it may be.
Injuries faster, whatever. Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is, I don't think Joe mainstream dude
knows that
about hockey players, about baseball players, about they probably have some inclination, but I'm talking about the outer circle. I'm not talking about like the hardcore fans.
Yeah. So what about then? Do you think like when strongman's on TSN, do you think people just don't correlate the same issue?
I think because bodybuilding is the look, right? Yeah. When you see everybody's seen a guy like a strongman who's just a giant person.
Yeah.
But they carry a lot of body fat and they don't look shredded. I think when you see the veins and the striated muscle and shit, people just
it's the low body fat.
It's very visible, right? So it's different. I feel like it's different than strongman.
So you think a lot of mainstream people just would tune out?
And I feel like strongman, the average viewer can understand it more. That guy's going to lift that thing and he's going to throw it that far.
Yeah.
Or he's going to pull that truck 100 yards. Anybody can watch it and they know what's going on. If somebody tuned into the Arnolds that had never seen a bodybuilding show before, they'd just be like, all these guys look awesome. What the fuck is going on?
But would that lose their interest in it, you think?
Yeah,
they still be. Yeah, it would.
That's why, and I'm only going by like my brothers, for example, because my brothers before I got into it are they weren't just an average person. Even after I got into it, they'd go to a show. They're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. Everybody looks awesome. So I think like we're in a little bit of a bubble. Like we don't realize that the outer circle of mainstream doesn't really get like. You don't understand that most professional athletes are enhanced in a variety of sports. They don't know. They don't know what bodybuilding is. They don't know how to judge. They don't know how to judge it. Like they don't know what's the difference between Nick Walker and fucking Hottie to the average person. Nothing.
Like for me, like I would just like, and maybe you're right. I'm not saying you're not right. I'm just saying like,
no, I enjoy the discussion.
Yeah. Like if I was to come upon a new sport that I was unaware of, the thing that I would find cool about bodybuilding is you're never going to see anyone like that in your day-to-day life. These are fucking superhumans basically, and that's how I would look at it. Like, I don't care if who gets first, second, or third. I would just be in sheer awe of the physiques and what people can bring their bodies to.
Okay. But think of it this way. You're looking at it through the perception of somebody who loves bodybuilding. So you're like, look at all that muscle. That's crazy. Right.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people like that. But there's probably more people in the mainstream that are like, those guys are all on steroids.
They would just dismiss it.
That's what I think. Or it's not even that like, I don't even know if it's that malicious. Like, have you ever tried to watch rugby?
Yeah. It's a cool sport. I mean, I don't understand it.
Have you actually sat and watched the whole match?
I couldn't because I don't understand it. So yeah, I couldn't.
That's my point.
But I will tune in and watch a little bit of it.
But you don't understand it, so you don't follow.
You don't watch the whole thing.
I don't watch the whole thing, no.
And I'm just going by my own experience. If I turn on a rugby match, I'm like, these guys are badass, but I don't know what's going on. So I just flip to the next thing.
Yeah.
So somebody might turn into a bodybuilding show and think it's cool. Like, those guys are cool, but I don't know what the fuck is going on.
But don't you ever find it hard to believe that, like, if you ever put on ESPN like in the middle of a weekday and there's like darts on, it's like there's more people watching darts that want to watch bodybuilding. But
it's easy to understand, isn't it? That guy's got to put the
thing. It's easy to understand for sure, but it's not entertaining.
No, it's not. It's boring as fuck. But I think I I think there's a lot of stigma behind the steroids.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of misunderstanding about what we do.
And that's why no major, network would carry it because of that reason.
That's my opinion. I don't know. I could be totally fucking wrong, but
it's too bad though. I used to love American Muscle magazine.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
I don't know if it's too bad though.
To a bodybuilding fan, it is.
No, but I mean, like in this sense, I don't really care that we're not mainstream. I kind of like it that we're not mainstream.
Well, it's a different. Yeah, it is a different world now. With the internet, you can, but back, like I'm talking about like when I was a kid, like in the 80s and 90s. Well, I wasn't a kid in the 90s anymore, but I used I couldn't see these guys any other way except for in a magazine. So when ESPN started running American Muscle magazine, it was so cool to me to see these guys actually live and stuff. So to kind of live.
I'm not saying it's not cool. I just feel like people in bodybuilding are constantly trying to chase, let's be mainstream.
It never will be.
And I kind of like that it's not. I mean, that's what made me interested in the first place. I was like, hey, this is like my thing over here that nobody else is doing. I kind of like that it's like our thing.
Yeah.
I don't really want everybody to be doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I care.
And it's way bigger now than it was even 20, 30 years ago,
It's definitely a lot more mainstream now. Yeah.
Yeah. But gyms used to be like kind of small, But
that's also why I like going to hardcore gyms, because it still feels like our thing, right?
Yeah. You just can't find them anymore.
When you go to like a big chain, then you realize it's more mainstream. But when you go to those hardcore gyms, like Nick was saying, like MI40 or Powerhouse, Tampa, you feel like it's bodybuilding still alive in that cultish way.
Yeah. Is that Dave Fisher's Powerhouse, the one in Tampa?
I don't think so.
No, his is in Cali.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Did what? Okay. No. This is interesting, I guess, kind of. Why are mostly all the mass monsters from the 90s, 2000s alive, like Ronnie, Jay, Dorian, etc., but now guys are dropping like flies? I don't really want to get into this again, but I was thinking about it. I mean, Nasser was from the 90s. Yeah. Nasser passed young. Kovacs was from the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot.
I think it's still,
Matarazzo.
Yeah, there's a. I think it's
Tom Prince.
Seth did a video. I watched it, and he basically said, bodybuilding is dangerous. Blah blah. And,
I watched it.
Yeah, I don't think Seth. People are like have been DMing me going, "Do you think Seth is against you?" And I'm like, look, first of all, it's okay if everybody has it, because I've been saying like there's a way to make it a little bit better.
Yeah. And
Seth is basically saying, look, there's no way to make it better. Steroids are going to kill you. End of story. And I just people should need to understand, like, just because Seth disagrees with me, it doesn't mean I have a problem with him. We just have a slightly different opinion of it. And I don't fully disagree with Seth. What we're doing has a risk. Yeah. And I don't think there's any way to eliminate the risk. What I'm talking about is trying to mitigate the risk. And that just means instead of dying at 45, let's die at 55. Or instead of dying at 45, let's die at 60. So, and in the last podcast we did, I think there was a lot of good answers that me, Justin, and James came up with of things you can do when you're 20, 25, and you're starting out that could make you a little healthier through your career. Like getting on a blood pressure medication, like making sure your cholesterol ratio is good, like all these little things, like maybe not drinking and doing rec drugs and smoking. And there's all these little things that you do when you're 20, 25 that you completely don't give a shit about because you're 20, 25.
Yeah.
That will affect you when you're 40, 45, 50. So I'm in 100% agreement with Seth that it's not good and it's going to lead down a bad road, but maybe the road can be a little longer than it is now.
I agree.
So just to address that whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a very intense video.
Well, I think he's got really strong feelings about it because Seth knows what it's done to his own health, right? Like me and Seth are coming from the same place because
I was gonna say you guys competed around the same time.
Well, we competed around the same time, and we both had to kind of stop for the same reason. Seth had kidney issues, I had kidney issues, and we're like, so we're coming at this thing with the same intention. what Seth is trying to say is it's a free world. Everybody should be able to do whatever they want. And I fully agree with that. If you want to, my point was the IFBB is a separate federation. Maybe they can change things. And if they can't, that's fine too. My other point of it was maybe we can extend people's lives 5 or 10 years just by expressing to them some of the things that we did wrong. And I don't think Seth would disagree with that. I think if I sat down on a podcast and said, hey, tell me 10 things, tell me 5 things you did wrong between 20 and 30 when it comes to bodybuilding, I guarantee you could give me 5. Right? Of course. I think anybody could. I think any of us made a bunch of mistakes when we were 20, 25 that we could probably change and help be healthier. And that's all I was saying. And I think given a longer conversation, Seth would say the same thing. So
you think it's anything like, I thought about this the other day. I mean, like there's, like you said, Fouad, like people are aware of the risks that they're taking. And, you know, you should have freedom of choice, in my opinion. You're aware of your risks. You're an adult. You make your own decisions.
100%.
But now, like, okay, let's take football, for example. CTE is a big issue in football now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying that it's killing guys, but it is ruining their quality of life for a lot of them. You know, so that's a risk that football players take too, knowingly. I know there's a lot more money in football. You know, I know.
No, you're right. You're right.
But it's the same kind of conversation, I think, a little bit. So
you're right.
I don't think they should, you know, I think they should, I think bodybuilding should offer more education, maybe, you know, just like football, they have like concussion protocols now. There's research going into better helmets to protect their heads more. You know, maybe there's something, but I don't think you should change the sport, so to speak. Like,
sure.
People want to see freaks, give them freaks. You know, people want to be a freak, let them be a freak. Who are we to say that they're doing something
wrong? And I don't
just
listen. It's natural when somebody dies, especially if they're close to you. Like John, I'm sorry, but John was very close to me.
Yeah.
So I don't really care if anybody doesn't like what I'm saying. And Cedric wasn't very close to me, but I considered him a friend. We talked periodically. And when someone close dies to you, your knee-jerk reaction is to figure out why. And whether it's the pandemic or whether it's not, you kind of think to yourself, how can we help the next generation? Right? Because you're like, if my friend died, I would like something good to come from it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Luke died, okay? It's the same thing. People try and separate all this. It's all the same thing. When Luke died because of what I think, what I've been told and what I don't want to get into it, but mental health was a big issue. So what did we do after Luke died? Well, let's look into mental health. Let's talk more about anxiety. Let's talk more about depression. Let's talk about not taking certain steroids that make anxiety worse, like DECA and stuff like that, right? So it's the same thing. When somebody passes, you want to find the silver lining somewhere so that nobody else has to succumb to the same thing. So it's the same thing. When John died, okay, what is it? Is it the pandemic? Maybe people should be careful. Is it body weight? Is it drugs? Is it because we didn't do things earlier on in our career that could help? That's all. So it's like people just need to be a little bit more open-minded.
Yeah.
And
agree.
And try and have a conversation about it. That's all. Anyway. We'll do a few more. What are the chances guy doesn't have a girlfriend because he likes wiener and doesn't want to admit it?
Guy's not gay.
Guy's definitely not gay.
He's Italian.
That doesn't fucking.
I'm just joking.
He's such a fucking racist.
I'm just joking.
Is that reverse racism?
Well, I'm Italian, so that's why I.
Oh, so you can say
it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, guy's not gay.
No.
If you could make any food 0 calories, what would it be? Pizza.
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
Cookies.
Kraft macaroni and cheese or something else?
Kraft.
Yeah, I eat 2 boxes at a time. What? It's not a lot. That's a little bit of pasta in there. How's that? That's not what, Nick. You only eat 1 box?
Oh yeah.
Do you still do that?
Fucking pounds.
Are you talking about your prime days or now?
No, like the last time I had Kraft dinner was like probably 3 months ago. I had 2 boxes.
Did you? You must do something special to yours though.
Extra butter.
I knew you did something different.
Little bit of milk.
Fouad's a good chef.
A little bit of milk, extra butter. Oh
yeah,
so good.
Yeah. You know how to. You
Nick,
know how to
that's a good one, man. I totally forgot about that.
Mac and cheese is shit.
I like homemade though, with some breadcrumbs and stuff on it.
Homemade can be good.
It's not that I don't like that, but I think from growing up, it's a sentimental thing.
Okay.
I ate a lot of mac and cheese when I was growing up.
Me too. A lot of Kraft.
Yeah, because we didn't really have a lot of money, and those.
When I was younger, my mom used to make me like the Kraft macaroni and cheese and put like a hot dog in it and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, I always wanted that, but my mom would never buy hot dogs.
That was
Too much
good.
nitrates.
My mom's like,
That was good.
that's garbage meat. We're not eating that. And I would go to a friend's house and he would have hot dogs in his Kraft dinner. I'm like,
It's totally garbage meat, but it's good.
it's so good.
Oh, I always like bacon in my mac and cheese too.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
That's
That's
delicious too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do tonight?
Make the Kraft.
You know, mac
After
and cheese
this,
tonight.
I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to buy some mac and cheese and hot dogs, and I'm going to make mac and cheese hot.
I'm telling you,
Put ketchup on it.
you're gonna sleep real good.
You
And I'm
fart
gonna
all
be-
night though.
That's a good
And-
bedtime meal.
And I'm going to be ready for legs tomorrow. I'll be fucking
Hell yeah.
full as a house.
You
Carb
fart all
up to the max.
gassy.
Carbs and sodium maxed out.
You'd be
Pump so
gassy
big
as
it's
hell.
gonna hurt.
What did I say mine was going to be? Pizza? I almost
Yeah.
feel like Nick's is better.
Yeah,
Pizza's
KD.
better than pizza.
I eat a lot of pizza though.
I know you don't.
You don't like pizza?
I was never a pizza guy. No.
How?
No?
What's wrong with you guys? You and Ben.
I love pizza.
Nick, why do you want to train with Ben so bad?
I just want that British tone to yell at me. I don't need. He doesn't even have to train with me. I just
You just want him to yell. You just want him
Yeah.
He is good at it. He's got a good.
Especially when
yeah.
I'm doing legs and shit for sure.
He's got a good bark. He's got a good
I'll
bark.
probably get like an extra 20 reps on everything.
You know what? He fucked me though. On our last video that we did together, we're doing leg press, right? So those guys did 7 plates aside.
You did 9, right?
Yeah. So they did 7 plates aside, and then I think Ben did 21 or something like that, and Justin did 24. And I was like, they're like, that's our top set. I'm like, it's only 7 plates. They're like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know, 9. They're like, fuck you, you're not gonna get 25. And I'm like, yeah, I will. So I did it, and I did 20. And Ben's right here in my ear. My legs are fried, like quads, hamstrings, glutes, everything was fried. And he's like, 5 more.
I heard him in that
Oh.
I'm
one.
like, fuck you. I did 1 more. I was
You
like,
only
fuck
did,
you.
I think you only did 2 more.
You didn't do 5?
No, I couldn't. Paul, literally, I'm telling you, because you know when you do leg press, let's say you're doing a set of 20 or 25. A lot of people will get to 10, then they'll take a breather,
Yeah.
and they'll do another 5 or another 10
did.
more and take a breather and do another 5.
You went straight through?
I was trying to do the whole thing without stopping.
Okay.
And I was fucking, my legs were like extreme fuck. It was failure.
Yeah.
And he's like, 5 more. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm
Was,
like,
was he trying to fuck with you, or did he really
No,
think you were gonna
he
get
was-
5 more?
that's just Ben. He's like,
Oh,
That was
really?
funny. When he said 5 more, the next rep, it's like struggle.
Yeah. I did 1 more, and then I started shaking my head. He's like, no, don't shake your head. I'm like, fuck you, man.
And then he did that right and racked it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this shit. Yeah, no, he's got a good barking voice.
Yeah.
Paul, 0 calorie food.
Cookies.
Cookies, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Any specific cookies?
Well, Oreos or chocolate chip.
Have you had my cookie dealer or Fat Polly's or any of those?
I'm a big fan of those half-pound cookies. I like
Which one
Kai
is-
Kai's.
Oh, you had Kai Kai's.
Kai Kai's. There's one in Windsor that I frequent often.
If you buy Fat Polly's, you got to use code mutant.
I heard about that. There's a Fat Polly's. Justin,
That's
their next
Nick.
sponsor.
They're really good. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Eat one, Nick.
Are they protein cookies or are they
No, they're just cookies.
This
Oh,
one
yeah?
is my all-time favorite.
What is it?
Strawberry shortcake.
Oh wow. Are those half-pound?
Send me some of those, man.
I don't know if it's a half pound, but it's a delicious cookie.
You
It's
get,
pretty big.
What do
got
you
a
need a
code?
half? What do you need a half-pound cookie for? What's wrong
I'm
with
not
you?
Yeah,
saying
you
I
don't
need one.
fucking need a half pound cookie, Paul.
I'm not saying I need one. I'm just asking. Is it you got a code, Nick?
Yeah, code mutant.
Did they deliver to Canada?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna try.
Get me one too.
Yeah, you eat them?
Yeah, I'm going to eat them. I got to start my diet soon, so I want to get them before I start my diet.
Well, okay, well, it depends on how long.
What do you mean by diet?
But you've been saying that for 4 or 5 months now.
No, I've been saying it on purpose because I'm waiting for my cardio equipment, and I finally got my cardio equipment.
That's true. You did
What'd
say
you
that.
get? What'd you get?
I got 2 treadmills and a step mill. So I'm starting my
You
diet.
don't like the bike, Fouad?
I do, but in my gym, there's employees that work in the warehouse that also use the gym, and they wanted a treadmill. So I was like, that's fine. As long as I get 2 treadmills and like a step mill, I'm good. I can kind of like flip back and forth.
Step mills to go. I have a step mill and a bike in my garage.
I feel like I still got room for a bike, so I might get 2 recumbent bikes.
So, I sweat like crazy on them.
On a
Yeah,
recumbent?
I like them.
Yeah.
You can
And
make
they
them.
pump
You can
my-
make
they
them
pump my
hard.
legs up.
If you put the
Yeah.
resistance up, you can make them real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got cardio now. So
That's
once
awesome.
once the electricity's in, it's hooked up, I'm going to start prepping.
How far is the gym from like your house?
15 minutes.
Yeah. 50.
Oh, that's not bad.
I went and looked at a motorcycle today, Nick.
We were going to get e-bikes.
No.
You're
I
gonna
looked
buy
at
one?
I looked at a fucking real motorcycle.
You
Did
gonna
you
buy
go?
one?
I almost bought it. My wife talked me out of it. It's
I'm
just
going
a
to get a
little.
Can-Am.
It's just a little bike.
Well, here, let's see it. So me and Paul can talk you into it.
I'm going to get a 3-wheeler, Nick. The Can-Am.
I kind of want one of them. They're badass.
I know.
I
They are
showed Paul today.
badass.
So
Fuad,
this
show
is-
the one you showed me today, Fuad.
1 second. I'm trying to find it.
Because I kind of want a motorcycle.
Get a Can-Am, Nick.
Nick, you're not allowed to get a motorcycle.
I know.
It's in your
I
contract.
can have it for show though.
Yeah, you can buy it and leave it in the garage. This is
Can you have a?
this is what Paul wants to buy.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Could I drive
Awesome.
that? That's 3 wheels.
Yeah,
I
you
would
can
drive
drive that. You
that.
can drive this, Nick.
Get what?
Okay, cool.
You can Nick get one of those in his contract?
Yeah, Nick can get one. of
Yeah,
those.
because that's a 3-wheeler. That's more safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Look
would love to drive.
Look at
one
that
of
could be you and Nick. You guys can all ride.
Yeah, Paul, we can match, bro.
those. Fuck yeah. Badass motherfuckers.
That looks pretty good right there.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
pretty dope.
I think it'd be fun to ride.
This could be you, Paul. Right? Look at that.
It looks so comfortable too.
So I looked at this. Let's see if they have the right color.
Oh shit.
It's pretty much that.
Oh, you gotta get it, Fouad.
So it's not a big bike. It looks bigger in the picture. It's not a big bike. But Ben was telling me that this is probably a good thing to learn on because it's not like super fast. So I'm going to start with this for a few months and learn how to ride properly, and then I'd probably get a cruiser of some sort, like a Harley.
You gotta get it. Yeah, get it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I almost bought it today.
I
You
fear
should
for
have.
that.
But why not?
My fucking wife talked me out of it.
What
wife-
was the reason?
My wife is like, just why don't you think about it for a night? I've been thinking about this for 20 years. I've wanted a motorcycle since I was like fucking
So you
50.
thought about it many nights.
Yeah. That's what. See, I needed you there, Nick, to talk around.
Yeah. I don't need a night. I thought many nights.
I know. That's what I should have said. Fuck.
I
No,
fear
she
for
was
you on
like,
one of those, Fuad.
she was like, why don't you call the insurance company tomorrow, see how much insurance is, blah, blah. So I'm going to wait, but tomorrow I'll probably get to go get it.
Ugh.
What's wrong,
Yeah, you
Paul?
don't compete anymore.
I don't-
So do it.
What's wrong, Paul?
I don't know. I don't
What?
feel good about it. I
Look
don't
how
know.
good that, look how
Shut
awesome
up,
this looks.
shut up, Paul. I feel great about it.
You've
Look
never
how-
driven with Fuad. I don't know.
Yeah, he has.
fear-
Yes, I have, actually.
Yeah, he has.
Once.
In Columbus.
Wasn't that well? You didn't give him a true.
It was a very nice experience, wasn't it? Nick?
Yeah.
Well, you were in the other lane. You turned in the whole traffic.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got lost.
Yeah. And then
What
we,
is your-
then we needed a gas station. It was- yeah.
What does your brother say about it, Fuad?
I haven't told them. Shut the fuck up, Paul.
I'm gonna text Bassam.
Don't text
Ken.
anybody. Don't
Shut the
tell them.
fuck up, Paul.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna-
text Ken to tell your sister.
No, she'll definitely not. See, I was going to buy it
Oh,
before.
yeah.
I was going to buy it before I told any of them. That way they wouldn't, nobody would be able to talk me out of it. Look at that. That's fucking badass.
I think it's dope.
It
I
is.
think you should do it.
Yeah. And it's hostile colors. It's gray and black. And
This is your time to live life, Fouad. Live it.
right. See, Paul, why can't you be more like Nick?
I know because you know you're gonna hurt yourself on that thing.
Maybe.
You won't.
Just wear a helmet. You're good.
I'm going to wear a helmet and leathers and I'll be good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And you got to get a Can-Am because I can't go riding by myself.
You gotta get a Can-Am.
All right. We're going to go together and buy one.
You gotta buy one too.
I'm not going to buy a Can-Am. I'm going to buy a motorcycle. You can buy a Can-Am.
All right. I'm definitely not getting on 2 wheels. I'll get on 3.
Yeah. You can just ride behind me or in front of me, whatever. I don't care. I'm just saying. Like, we can
Yeah,
ride
I'll
together.
buy the 3-wheeler. We'll all ride together.
That would be sweet.
Right into the sunset.
You need your
We could-
passport, Nick.
We could go to what's that big motorcycle run they do in North Dakota?
Isn't that
Sturgis.
Sturgis. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have one in Daytona too. We can go to Florida.
Oh, yeah. Be better.
Yeah. Come to Florida.
I don't think
You
you're
guys
allowed
have
to,
passports.
I don't think you're allowed to like drive a Can-Am at those things.
Oh, I think so.
I think motorcycle guys are like, fuck that guy on the camera.
No.
Then I'm like, fuck that guy on the two-wheeler.
Yeah. I'll put a
We're more
bumper sticker.
badass bitches.
I'll put a bumper sticker for that 3 wheels are better than 2.
All right. Who is each of your heroes, and do you feel they have had a special influence on you in any way?
Are we talking like humans or like superheroes?
Whatever you want, Nick. You pick.
Well, it depends, you know?
I'm saying my
I'm
dad.
either going to say,
I'm saying my dad.
I was going to either say my mom or dad, or I'm going to say Batman.
I have to say that fake heroes have had zero influence on me my whole life, except for He-Man. He-Man had influence on me.
I like
He-Man?
He-Man's the best. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but what type of impact has He-Man had on you?
Why do you think I became a bodybuilder?
Oh, that was your reason?
his
Look
physique.
at him. He's a freak.
I know he's a freak, Fouad.
Look at this fucking guy, Nick. You wish you had his physique. Look at that physique. Look at that.
Bigger
It looks like me on a bad day.
No, this is Mr. Olympia. Look at that.
It could be.
Seriously, there's like a 25-inch waist and like 40-inch quads.
Got a short lower torso.
That's insane.
Anyway, He-Man had a big influence on me, I think, because of all the muscle.
Yeah,
I like He-Man.
I like He-Man too. I like all the superheroes influenced me physique wise.
I'm gonna say He-Man, my dad, and Paul Orndorff.
Well, Mr. Wonderful?
Yeah,
Really? Where's he kiss his biceps?
you don't know who that is, do you, Nick?
He was in the first
Right.
WrestleMania.
I now do since you said kiss your biceps.
This
He
guy.
was in the first WrestleMania, wasn't he?
He used to kiss his biceps, and my dad thought it was the funniest thing in the world. So he looked a lot more jacked when I was a kid, though.
Yeah. You know who I thought was look up Tony Atlas, Fouad. I thought he
but
was
Paul,
fucking huge.
You know how crazy this is? Look at this. When I was a kid, I thought this was the greatest physique ever.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of wrestlers that had good physiques. Like a young Tony Atlas.
Right here.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He was jacked. He had no legs though. There was a few like Lex Luger.
Yeah. Okay, so Nick, your mom or dad, or Batman?
And Batman, yeah.
Why Batman?
Because Batman had no powers. Batman just fucked shit up with no powers.
He's just smart.
And he was rich as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
He's a playboy too.
I didn't ask you to buy it.
So he's a playboy, he's rich, and he fucks shit up naturally. That's not you.
Yeah.
He's a vigilante.
He's a vigilante. That's me, baby. I'm gonna put my Batman suit on tonight. We're going out. Fucking shit up.
Paul, what's yours?
I don't know if I have any heroes.
Me.
You're my hero, Fouad.
I'm just joking. Seriously.
I don't know if I really have any.
There's
I did at different phases of my life. Like when I was a little kid, my oldest brother was my hero because he was a good athlete.
That's one.
I don't know.
You don't have any influences, like guys that you're like looked up to at all?
I got friends, you know, who've influenced me for sure. You're one of them. But you know, I got friends who became fathers before me, and I tried to, you know, learn from them because they're good dads. So they influenced me. But yeah, I don't really have like one or two heroes though, so to speak, you know.
You don't really think about this shit at all, do you?
No.
Nah, you can tell he doesn't.
It's funny. I've
No.
noticed whenever I ask Paul something about himself, he doesn't think about it. You don't really think about yourself introspectively at all.
I think I do a little bit, but not for certain things though.
Yeah. Huh. I asked Paul once what sort of things are on his bucket list, and he had no idea. He just said, I want my kids to be happy. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
It's a good bucket list.
No, because it's like, it just seems, when he says that, I'm like, wow, I'm such a selfish asshole and self-absorbed.
Yeah,
Like,
because we got this long ass
I
list.
think of like a million things I want, right?
He's like, I want my kids to be happy.
I just want my kids to be happy. I'm like, what the fuck, man? How come I can't say that?
But I don't know. Sometimes my answers are more simple than, you know.
But you know,
than,
it's funny. You felt bad about it at the time.
about saying that. Well, I thought like,
no. You felt bad because you could not bad, but you were like, I wonder why I don't think about myself at all.
Yeah, well, I thought like maybe am I
You're weird.
like, am I not like motivated enough or something?
No, I think you just care more about other people.
Yeah.
You're just not a selfish person like me and Nick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you guys don't have kids, so you can be selfish.
That's true.
That's also true. Well, I do know this for sure, and I don't have kids, so I guess I can't say for sure. But in my mind, I think I would be just like my parents, which means if I had kids, my fucking entire life would revolve around them.
Like not mine. Like I don't want to say my entire life because I still have my own life for sure. But my most important thing, though, if it came between me or them, definitely them.
Well, and that's what I mean, because my parents only had a very finite amount of money.
Yeah.
So I literally growing up never saw my mom and dad go to dinner. I never saw them go on vacation. I never saw them buy anything for themselves because they only literally had enough money to take care of us with a small amount of shit we had.
Right.
So for them, it was either I buy my kids something or I buy myself something, and it was never them.
Yeah, there was no like self-fulfillment back in like with your parents.
I think, all that like shit that people talk about now, like what's my purpose in life? My parents were like, those are my purpose in life. I want to make sure my kids are
that and putting a roof over their heads and putting food in their plate and putting money away for their college. It was a simple life.
But that's why when you said that, that's what I thought of, because I was like, well, he's got 2 kids, so that's probably all he cares about. In a good way, not in a bad way, in a positive way, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Nick, are you gonna have kids? Well, I'm just curious. Like, do you ever think about it? I know you're still young, but like, do you think at some point?
Yeah. I do. I would like a little boy.
Just one?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 2.
Look, I don't want to work too hard.
Yeah.
It's got to be manageable.
Let's see how 1 goes.
I'll predict though, Nick.
If you do, make a judgment call.
I'll make a prediction though. If you do, you're gonna have a girl.
I probably will.
Isn't it something to do with bodybuilders and the hormones, something like that?
That and plus, it's just karma sometimes.
What's that supposed to mean? Because
karma. No, you're a good guy. You're a great guy.
What's the karma then? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, you want a boy, so you're not going to get one. There's a bodybuilder
if I want a
thing.
Girl, I'll get a boy.
Yes.
Yeah, but you really want a boy. You just be trying to lie.
You can't fake out fate. Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew when my wife got pregnant, I knew from day one. I didn't need any kind of test. I knew it was a girl.
Why?
Just something in my gut told me that you're getting a girl.
Yeah. But I think it's, you know what? I used to want a boy when I was younger. And then after seeing you with your daughters, I was like, that sounds.
It's actually awesome, man. Like, I love being a.
Well, it's awesome now. Wait till they're 18. They start having sex.
I know. They're not going to have sex, Fouad. If they do, it won't be with any boys.
I'm going to laugh so hard when your girl.
You've been telling me that for the last 10 years already. They're not going to have sex.
No, but Nick, when I was like, when I was around 25 to 30, I kind of knew, I'm like, okay, when I'm 35, I want to have a kid.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline anywhere, or are you just like, when it's right, it's right?
Yeah, just if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll do.
I just hope not anytime soon it happens.
Yeah, what if it does?
Ready yet, eh?
I'm selfish right now.
Yeah. I agree with Nick. If I would have became a dad at Nick's age, I wouldn't have been as good of a dad, I don't think.
I'm in the heat of my career.
Yeah. You know what, Nick? Even though I was never as good a bodybuilder as you are, I was the same way, like as far as my drive for the sport.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I wouldn't have been in a mental state.
Yeah.
To take care of a child properly.
And like my mindset could change by the time I'm 30, but right now it's.
Yeah.
And let's say Nick did have one right now, like unexpectedly, and then had to focus on that more so than bodybuilding. He'd probably have regrets later in life. Maybe not regrets, but like what if kind of thoughts,
Yeah. The only reason I said it's not, it all depends on the person. Cause Luke had 2 kids and he had the first one when he was 15 years old.
Jeez.
And he was still able to manage his career and take care of his kids. And, so I think it can be done. But I do understand Nick's point of view because.
I think it can be done, but I do think it'll make things a little difficult.
Ideally, what you're saying, yeah.
Especially when they're, at a young age. Like, imagine having a kid and you're going to start prepping 3 weeks.
Yeah, or you got to travel a lot,
It's
Well, that too.
It's not even if you can do it. It's just you don't want to miss out on things that you'd be able to
Yeah.
enjoy
That
more
too,
later.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't turn back the clock.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do one more. What's the most painful experience you've ever had?
Physical pain?
I don't know. It's just painful. I don't know if I was trying to think. I'm like, are we taking that as physical or emotional?
Emotional.
Both. What's the most physical pain you've ever felt?
Physical.
I want to say my elbow exploding and my tricep tearing.
Yeah.
That was probably the most physical pain I've ever felt.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I'll say when I broke my hand.
Well, how'd you break your hand?
I hit the stud in the wall.
Oh, you were angry and you punched the wall?
Oh, so you broke your knuckles?
Oh, instead of
Man,
going through the drywall, you fucking hit the stud.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And I got even more upset with myself because I thought I hit like a bitch.
So you hit it again?
No, I didn't hit it again. But like,
Yeah, with a broken hand, he's like,
Yeah. Or the other hand, I thought.
like I went in my room and I was like, my hand was throbbing, but I was like also very emotional. So I'm like, is that how soft I hit? Like, I need to work on this. And then my dad comes in my room. He's like, so how's your hand? You hit a stud in the wall, dumbass.
No.
And I'm like, all right, well, this is fucked, but I don't hit like a bitch. We're good to go.
How old were you?
So I was 14.
You were. Yeah, I guess if I couldn't punch through drywall, I would be like, I hit like a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that too.
And I didn't want to go to the hospital. Like I let it go overnight and I woke up and it was like,
how bad was it broken?
it was just a boxer fracture.
Like, did you break your wrist or did you break like your knuckles?
It was just like right down here.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah.
And
like
then my dad wanted to take me to the hospital and I was like trying to work out. And then he's like, Nick, you need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, if I can't pick up this 5-pound weight, we'll go to the hospital. I couldn't pick it up.
Oh no.
I'm like, all right, let's go.
Do you have anger issues as a kid or just that one time?
No, I had some anger issues.
Did your dad ever whip your ass?
When I was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you have anger issues? Just because?
Well, just because the things I went through when I was a child, I think kind of extended from that. And then, I eventually just that's why lifting was just my scapegoat for so long. And then luckily.
Paul had, believe it or not, Paul had anger issues.
Yeah.
By his own admission.
Yeah. When I was young.
And he turned it around. How did you fix your anger issues, or how did that, or have you?
Talking about me?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm nowhere near as angry as I used to be. I still have like moments, but nothing to the degree of what they were. Like I'll just get mad for sometimes. I wouldn't say I get mad randomly. I get irritated quickly.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think a lot of it just extended from things that happened to me younger, and I just kind of took it out on everyone.
Yeah. And
I did therapy for a few years and all that, but I just felt like you either got to move on from it, or this is just going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I gradually just learned to accept what has happened and move on.
You think talking about it helped you accept it?
Yeah. Because I think that was the issue of where the anger extended from.
Yeah.
I never spoke about it or anything.
So you just had it all bottled up.
Yeah. So finally, when I unleashed, unfortunately, that was the hardest day of my mom and dad's life for me. It was such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think at that point, that's when I started to become more open about it.
Yeah.
And then that's, I just began to accept it, and it's in my past and I can't do nothing about it except grow from it.
Yeah. Well, just to relate somewhat, and this is not at all the same, but I always tell people that have anxiety or depression, but more so I've dealt with anxiety than depression, but I always tell people that it will be better if you tell people about it. Like, because sometimes when you have anxiety, part of the problem is you're in your own head, and you think everyone's watching you or staring at you or knows you're feeling fucked up, but you don't want to say anything. So you just like stay silent.
And it builds up.
And it just builds up in your head, right? Until you can leave the room.
It gets worse.
Yeah. So I feel like when I started to feel better about my anxiety, I'd be sitting with someone at dinner, and let's say I started sweating or something because I was anxious. I'd be like, oh, I'm just feeling anxious. I'll be okay, man. I just, you know, maybe I need to go get some fresh air. And once I could tell them, I like would feel better that I could, you know,
you don't feel like you have to hide it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Paul, how did you get over your anger issues?
Anger issues. For me, I think it was more of a situational thing. Like it was that period of like between high school and college. And I liked high school. Like I had all my friends, and then we all split and went different ways. And I didn't like college at all. I felt like I didn't fit in at all with anybody there.
Yeah.
So I just went through this anger. It was only like maybe a year or two. But yeah, I just remember being I didn't like the way I felt every day. I hated it. I hated being angry and not happy all the time.
How did you just change it? You just
fingers?
Some of it was I just became more aware of it. You know, realizing that I'm feeling this way because I'm not happy with my life at the moment, you know, or whatever. Weight training helped a lot for sure. Because that's when I really started getting into bodybuilding at that time. I really got dedicated to bodybuilding. So that was like my place where I felt like accepted still, you know. But I think those are the main two things. I think just becoming more aware of it and why I was feeling that way and trying to change what I was doing in life.
Do you think
I hated college?
So do you think people, you know, how people have actual anger issues where they snap or they black
I don't think I did.
Yeah,
I don't think I had that.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. But let's say people have a step lower than that where it's not chemical or it's not. Do you think it's a lot of it just has to do with like the happiness in their actual life?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
So are you saying like if you had to give somebody advice, would you say that like if you're an angry person or you tend to get angry quickly or you really need to take a look inside and take a look at what your life is about before you fucking you can take stock?
I mean, we can even use the example like on kids that are like bullies.
Yeah.
Most of the time they go home, they probably I have a shit life a lot of the time. Yeah. And that's why
you mean kids who are actually doing the bullying?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
If you really think about it, like if you know, they go home, their life is normally shitty.
Yeah,
that's why they do what they do.
Yeah.
And then they just want attention for once. And then once they get it, a lot of times they change.
But I just mean like, let's say like Paul was 20 or like a 25-year-old or a 30-year-old. If you're, and I'm not talking clinical. So let's say you're depressed or you're angry. A lot of times it could be situational and you haven't even realized that it's stemming from something in your own life.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Paul had to give somebody advice.
I think you need to identify.
I could use this year for this as situational for me.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying, like I was pretty much trapped in an environment and I didn't want to accept that like that was the main issue.
Yeah.
And then once I opened up and, you know, told my family and talked about it, it was just like, wow, I feel a whole lot better. And now I'm making moves.
And then you change your situation. And now you feel good.
And then I changed it. And literally, like, as soon as I got here, well, I'd say as soon as I finally opened to them and talked about it and told them what I'm going to be doing, I just started to feel better day by day. And then now, once I'm now here in Tampa, it's like a breath of fresh air, man.
I wonder how often, you know, how, like people say depression is chemical and they get prescribed some type of antidepressant or whatever. I wonder how often that depression is situational instead of actually chemical.
I think it'll be a lot, I would think.
I don't like to judge, but I think a lot.
No, I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
I think a lot is situational.
I wonder how many people could like look around at their life and go, well, I don't really like this. I don't really like that. And if these things,
I do think if people were to change certain things about their life, they probably wouldn't need the chemical part.
And please, whoever's listening, do not take this as I think it's all situational, because I definitely know people,
no.
including sometimes I think myself, that have dealt with actual depression and not situational depression. So
yeah, of course.
I'm in no way, shape, or form saying it's not real. I'm asking, I just wonder if there's a segment of those people that maybe don't like the job they're at, or maybe don't like the relationship they're in, or maybe don't have friends to rely on, and it's
or you're going through a death or something. You know?
So there's a lot of different things it could be.
Yeah.
Okay. One more before we go. Not one more question, but to finish this question off. Emotional pain. What's the worst emotional pain you've gone through? Well,
Huh.
Nick, you kind of touched on the same one.
Yeah, I'd probably say when I was molested as a child.
Yeah. Paul, any emotional pain? You're not really an emotional person.
No, but I remember the first time, like, you know, your first broken heart, you know?
That's
Never,
what I
like-
was thinking of.
Yeah.
That can be really bad.
Yeah. I remember the time it felt fucking horrible. But it's something that I think is good to learn from and grow from.
Okay. So,
How bad were you fucked up for your first heartbreak?
Like how long did it last?
Like how long did it last? Yeah.
I would say
So
a
you
couple
were
of
like,
months.
all right,
Couple of
9
months,
months?
probably. Yeah, few months.
2 months, yeah.
Yeah.
3 months for me.
3 months,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you were gonna say 3 days.
No.
It's a different world now.
So I dated my first girlfriend. I dated her for 3 years, and she cheated on me. And I was like, "Fuck you! I'm out of here." I bailed, and it took me like 3 months before I met another girl, and I like started to get over it, and I was fine. But I remember I drank a lot in those 3 months.
Too. Yeah.
I would literally be like, I just wanted somebody to be with. So I would like literally call my buddy and like, let's go shoot some pool.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, I don't have any money. I'm like, I'll pay for your drinks. Don't worry about it. So
yeah,
we'd
like
go.
you just want to go out. you
I
wanna
just
have
needed
fun.
to, I just needed to keep my mind. And then I would drop him off. And I honestly remember, and this is so bitch like, so whatever, I don't care. But I remember dropping him off and having to go home and like crying on the way home because I was like, still felt alone. And
Yep.
I'm like, this is the worst. Fuck. It was,
Yeah.
but
It is.
that taught me real quick, like moving forward.
Yeah.
I never felt that bad again after that.
And in the moment, you probably maybe somebody, an older brother or a dad or someone told you like, listen, man, you're going to be fine. But you can't see past that moment. And you're like, but you look back on it, you're like, I was 20.
Yeah.
What was I so depressed about?
Well, I exactly had those conversations with my brothers. They'd be like, dude, you're going to meet so many girls. This is like, you need to get
Just relax, man.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like, no, there's nobody else. She's the only one.
Yeah. I think that's where it's important having older brothers or older siblings and, whoever, friends, whatever that you can talk to about that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. First relationship. I mean, death is a weird thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I deal with death in a very weird way. I don't know how to express. I like bottle it. It's all like, it's like right here.
Yeah.
I can't when something shitty happens to you, you cry. For some reason, when it comes to death, it's like right here, and I can't seem to process it.
I'm the same way.
And I just keep like
Pushing it down.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I haven't dealt with it as much as you have, Fouad, but
yeah,
when I have dealt with it, I'm the same way. I don't deal with it.
I just don't know how to anyway, I'm like, let's go to the gym. Fuck it. That's all I think to my.
Yeah.
One thing I did realize though is through all the podcast stuff, I've gotten a lot of messages from people about how to deal with depression, anxiety, losing a family member or like losing a girlfriend or whatever. I swear to God, it's so cliche, but the truth is always go to the gym.
Yeah.
Every single time anything bad is happening in my life, as long as I make sure I go to the gym every day, it makes it easier to get through it.
Yeah. It's like your comfort zone or something. Eh?
Yeah. I don't know. It's that release of dopamine.
Maybe.
You go to the gym, you train, you release some endorphins, you feel better.
It's therapy. Yeah.
Plus it's just keep your daily schedule instead of like laying in bed, fucking whining about it, crying about it.
Yeah. We talked about earlier. It's that 1 hour a day where you don't forget about your problems, or you don't remember your problems.
That's right.
I agree.
All right, boys. Well, the three of us knocked it out. Everybody good?
This was very fun.
That was a good talk.
You were on your phone the whole time. Who were you talking to?
I was not on my phone the whole
Show me your
time.
texts. Hold your phone up. I want to know. All right, boys. We'll talk
Okay,
next
guys.
week.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
Good
guys.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.